Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Cape Shit Podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Hector, also known as CN6.
And I'm your other co-host. This is Hav, and today we have assembled to give you guys a discussion podcast on any recent news regarding the Cape Shit space in the last few months.
Yeah, but before we get into it, guys, I want to remind you guys that you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Also, make sure you follow our socials at Cape Shit Podcast or go to capeshitpodcast.com. Also, make sure you follow Super Synopsis on all socials for our 1 minute or less crash course on your favorite heroes or villains. The socials are at Super Synopsis or go to supersynopsis.com. All of the links will be down in the description. But yeah, that is this plugs for the socials there.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah, man, we're back, dude. I mean, like, I don't know if it's just me, but this feels like a longer break than I did waiting for Daredevil.
Oh my god!
And that was 7 years, bro. Well, not for us, because we watched Daredevil way after it got canceled on Netflix. I didn't watch it like day one or nothing.
No, yeah, me neither. I saw it. I mean, way after you. I mean, when did I see that?
It was like maybe like 2 years ago when you were on that binge watching the Defender saga.
Oh, I think yeah. Was it 2 years ago? No way. I feel like it was earlier. Maybe like 2020.
Really? You think so? No, because we had the HRV pod at the time.
No.
Really?
HRV, we started 2022.
Right.
Yeah.
I could have sworn you were watching.
I don't think I was. During that time? I don't think so.
Oh. Damn.
I don't know, man. I'm going to be real. It's been long. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's been a long time.
Yeah, dude. It's been, so I was just checking up on our YouTube channel, and it seems, and I saw that it's been 9 months since our last upload. It may look more recent, guys, because you probably by now we probably have the Captain America Super Review up and running now by the time that before this podcast comes out.
And it's been so long that I just realized that I messed up the intro.
Why?
Because I did not say, so suit the fuck up, guys. That's how long it's been, guys. I apologize. We're going to run it. We're going to run with it. Yeah, I guess that just displays like even more evidence how long it's been, man. I just remembered, oh my God, I didn't do that. I didn't do our thing. That's our fucking thing, man. For sure in the next one, I'll have it locked down. But yeah, anyway.
Like I said, it's been a while since we recorded a Cape Shit pod. If you guys follow us on our other podcast, which is the Heat Ray Vision podcast, go check it out. That's where we do reviews on like any big movies, TV shows, video games, and stuff like that. Then you guys have heard us over and over and over explain why Cape Shit had been on such a crazy hiatus. So not to like repeat myself, because you guys probably already know.
But for the people that mainly probably just listen to this pod.
Exactly. You know? Basically, long story short, guys, it was during around the summertime when we uploaded, or rather when we recorded our review for Captain America: The First Avenger, which had been recorded for a while. Actually, we recorded that podcast the same day Xbox hosted their Xbox Direct.
Was it actually
with the Black Ops 6 Direct thing, like right after it?
Really?
It was that same day.
Oh, wow.
So if y'all want to like know the exact date that we last recorded a pod, just Google that and you'll see how long it's been. Mm-hmm. So it was around the summertime, and unfortunately, me and Hector got really busy with our jobs and like stuff coming up with our family. It just got way too busy, and on top of that, trying to stay up to date and current with the HRV podcast, trying to get out as many reviews as we could at the time. We were also coming up on the winter time, which is usually when the holidays start to roll in. That also set us back. Mm-hmm. Not everything was bad. We hit 1,000 subscribers on the HRV podcast, thanks to all of you guys for checking that out. But yeah, I mean, not to say that it all went to waste, because some cool shit came out of HRV. We recently put out an update video about some changes that we're going to do moving forward with that podcast, in hopes that the changes that we make on HRV will help us free up time to make more Cape Shit pods.
Absolutely.
So this is the comeback podcast that we're coming with. It's just going to be, basically, we've assembled today to make to do a discussion video. Now, we've done discussion videos in the past. I believe we only have done 2, and that was the Why We Need Superman Legacy, which is not called that anymore.
Yeah.
Should we change that title? What do you think? Or is that one of those things where it's like,
I feel like it's one of those historic piece.
I was gonna say, like the signs of the time. At the time it was called, you know what I mean? Okay, for sure. And the other discussion pod that we did was the top 10 best and worst superhero castings. And this discussion pod won't be like those other two where we're going to focus on one topic and just talk about it for an hour. This is actually, I thought, me and Hector were talking and we figured what would have been a much more fun idea for a discussion podcast would be to go over some of the biggest news that have come out in the last few months regarding Marvel and DC. So what I did was I went back, cataloged a bunch of big news that, came out like through X and through Instagram and stuff like that. And I just put it all in my notes and I had them organized in bullet points and all that. And I'm not going to lie, bro, I have quite a lot. I have a lot, which two things. Yeah. One would mean that this podcast might go on pretty long.
Okay.
But two, I think it's worthy if we've kept the fans waiting this long. I think it's only right.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree. It's been a very long time. This is kind of like a redemption episode. So we want to cover everything that we couldn't cover for the past 9 months that we haven't uploaded or some shit. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth it.
All right, for sure. So we're gonna get right into it.
And I'm blind to all this. Hav is the one with the notes. He's the mastermind.
I've purposely not shown him the notes because one of the things that I like about discussion pods, guys, whether we do it here or on HRV, is that I usually like keeping Hector and sometimes, with Mario on the HRV pod, and I like to keep them sort of blind because when I introduce the news, I want to get their honest, raw reactions like right there on the spot. What I don't want is like telling you the talking points ahead of time and I don't know, like I like it when it's much more authentic and on the spot because I want to catch your live reactions to the stuff that
I agree.
Maybe you've heard and seen, or maybe I have stuff that you haven't seen, or like I just like doing it like that. I will say though, is that because I have a lot of news, I think it's only right that we separate this into two halves.
Okay.
Because I have a bunch of news regarding Marvel and Marvel Studios, the MCU, and I have a bunch of news regarding DC Studios. That's James Gunn and Peter Safran's universe. Okay. So I guess we'll start off by going through some of the most recent news that came out with the Marvel side. So this is all the news that basically to come out of Marvel in the last few months. The first bullet point I have, because this is our first time that we finally on tape get to express what we thought about it. Okay. And that is the Fantastic Four trailer. Yeah. So the Fantastic Four trailer, it was about 1 minute and 40 seconds or something like that. Yeah. Pretty much was just kind of like a crash course showing us what the vibe of the movie was going to be. We get to see how the characters look in their suits and stuff like that. We got a quick shot of Galactus. And honestly, dude, I think as far as the 3 Marvel movies that we're getting this year, Fantastic Four has got to be the most anticipated one for me.
Yeah, out of the Marvel movies?
Above Captain America and Thunderbolts. I think Fantastic Four is the one that I was looking forward to the most. It sweeps, man.
It absolutely sweeps because we've been waiting for a long time for the Fantastic Four, man. Yeah, man. Same thing with the X-Men.
Yes, dude.
Like those two big groups are like, yo, where the fuck they at, man?
Yeah,
the MCU. It's been so long. And then the fact that we finally got it, it's like, all right.
Yeah, man. I've been on the lookout for this trailer for a while because I remembered. One thing to mention is that the Fantastic Four movie comes out the same month as Superman.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an interesting month because there's 2 superhero movies competing with each other coming out in the same month.
Who you rooting for?
What do you mean?
Who you rooting for, girl?
Like, what do I want to succeed more?
Yeah.
Well, here's the issue. Okay. That's tough. That's a loaded question. I'm not going to lie. Like, okay, if I'm going to be completely honest, of the 2 movies, I'm more excited to watch Superman. Yeah. I'm most excited to watch Superman over Fantastic Four because number of reasons, right? The last Superman movie we got was 2013, bro. That's 12 years ago.
That's crazy,
and that's the Henry Cavill Man of Steel movie, which people love and some people hate for a myriad of reasons. I would list the reasons, but it may or may not be a super review in the future, right? I have a lot to say about Man of Steel, and I have a lot to say about some of the people that say that they love it or that they hate it. I see both sides, but that's going to be an interesting conversation. Also, I feel like Superman as a character was underrepresented in the DCEU, the extended universe. Henry Cavill Superman wasn't really brought up a lot. He was in 2 big movies, gets killed off, comes back in the Justice League movie halfway through.
Yep.
And then doesn't make another appearance until that little cameo sneak peek thing with Black Adam.
Which was fire.
Which was fire, and which got us excited to think that we were going to see more until Peter Safran and James Gunn basically said we're rebooting all this shit, bro.
Exactly.
So I feel like I'm more excited for Superman, but at the same time, bro, I'm excited for Fantastic Four because even though it didn't have the same circumstances or the same run as Superman, it had its own issues. For one, it was 20th Century Fox, just like the X-Men. So it couldn't join the MCU because at the time, 20th Century Fox had the rights to those characters and they couldn't like join in until eventually Disney bought out Fox, which was back when we were still in high school, bro.
When that happened, really?
Yes, bro.
Oh, wow.
Which makes you think, and that, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I think I think Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, like I got love for y'all, but like the fact that y'all bought out Fox and got the characters that back, and we're just now seeing the X-Men all these years later, I'm just like, bro, what a fat ass weight. And also, this is not on my notes, but I do want to mention that Kevin Feige said that he plans to introduce the MCU X-Men. So not Hugh Jackman, not the previous X-Men movies.
Okay.
They plan to introduce the MCU X-Men, ready?
Yeah.
After Secret Wars.
Whoa.
So after 2027 is when we'll see that.
After Secret Wars?
Yeah, bro. That's what he said.
Whoa, okay.
And so I'm like, God damn, now we got to wait even longer.
I figured that they would appear in Secret Wars.
I thought so too.
But after?
I thought so. That's what he said. That came from the man himself, bro.
I mean, all right. I mean, I guess. I mean, at least we will have them in Doomsday.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah. My guess, my prediction is that Secret Wars, if they're going to adapt the multiverse storyline one from like, you said it was like from the 2010s, right? When that comic storyline came out?
Because there's the OG one.
Yes.
And then there's the more modern one, which is 2014, I think, 2015.
And you remember you said that one dealt with the multiverse.
Yes.
If that's the case, bro, I'm predicting it right now. I feel like we're going to see Deadpool and Wolverine.
Bro, come on, man.
I feel like, so. Yeah, bro. And I think it would be like Hugh Jackman's last official role as Wolverine in the MCU.
That's true. You know what? That's true. It'll bring him, it'll have a lot of fan service, hype, bro, a lot of money. And I think, okay, since he said this, I guess this pretty much confirms, like kind of shuts down the theories that people had. Oh, what if they keep Hugh Jackman as like
the permanent Wolverine? Yeah.
So that just debunks that.
Yeah, I think I was thinking that too.
To be fair, I kind of had a feeling just because Brody's gold, man. He's up there, man.
Yeah.
We want another 10 years of X-Men, bro. And I'm gonna be real, like, could Hugh Jackman give us another 10 years? Sure, but it's like, I don't know, maybe pass the role to someone else who's a bit younger or something.
That's what I was thinking.
So
too.
yeah, it's gonna be or that theory. What if it's Henry Cavill? The cameo that we saw.
Oh,
hey, man, I'd be down. Shit.
Oh, of course you'd be down, bro. Man. You're still butthurt we didn't get the fucking Henry Cavill Superman Black Adam fight.
Oh yeah,
because of that post-credit scene.
They just they just did Henry Cavill so dirty.
They did, bro.
They did him so dirty, and they did Superman like the face of superheroes. Like Superman's the reason why we have Marvel and all these different superheroes. He's the first ever superhero created, man.
Yes.
In the comic book strips and shit like that, you know. And the fact that he was treated poorly in the live action, followed with Henry Cavill, who's also a good actor, and I thought he did a pretty good job as Superman, at least the way that we saw him.
Yes.
Sure, I have some things I want to say as well, but it's not more so him. It's more so of Zack Snyder and his direction of where he led the character.
I agree.
But it's like, come on, man, let's get some let's get a redemption arc for Henry Cavill, man. Fuck it, bring him as a Wolverine, man. I'm down with it. You know,
I'd be down if James Gunn and Peter Safran said, you know what, fuck it, like just for the fans, Elseworlds.
Oh, like Elseworlds? Yeah, okay.
That'd be cool. Seeing him back as Superman, but like as an Elseworlds story would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
that would be interesting, bro. But back to the Fantastic Four, the reason why there's a lot of hype behind this movie as well is because, like I said, they were with 20th Century Fox with X-Men, and the last Fantastic Four movie we got was of the Fantastic Four movie that I just found out recently you've never watched, and that was the 2015 reboot of Fantastic Four.
Is it the one where they just had like black suits?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Yeah. So that
and
one,
like the thing was like pure CGI.
Yeah, he was just like a big ass rock dude.
Yeah.
And
no, I did not see that one.
Yeah, so I saw that movie. It is not good.
No,
dude, it's super bad. It's really bad, bro. And actually, it's one of those things, bro, where I'm actually excited to eventually review it in the super review in the future, because, you know, me being in charge with super facts and stuff, dude, there's a lot of shit that went down behind the scenes that made that movie a fucking mess. There's a lot of drama, and there was a lot of bullshit that went on behind the scenes, bro. And when I started like learning about this stuff, I was like, no wonder the movie came out as fucking shoddy as it did.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the one that had Miles Teller as Reed Richards. Kate Mara was Invisible Woman. Michael B. Jordan, bro, Killmonger.
Yeah,
he was Human Torch.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and that movie, I remember watching it, and it was not good, bro. And it was very poorly received by both fans and critics, and it was a box office bomb.
Damn.
And for that reason, we had not gotten a Fantastic Four anything for a very long time. So the fact that the Fantastic Four, as of recently, along with the X-Men, has been starting to get shown a little bit of love, both in the comic book section, in video games, most recently with Marvel Rivals and stuff like that. The fact that finally we got some X-Men love from, you know, X-Men 97, and then obviously Deadpool and Wolverine last year, and now we're finally going to see the Fantastic Four again. There's a lot riding on this, because people say, and I know you and I will probably disagree, but most hardcore comic book fans, superhero fans, will go as far as to say that the other two Fantastic Four movies from the mid 2000s are not good. The one with Silver Surfer, and like just the other one with Chris Evans. Like,
I remember I liked them, man, when I saw them, but it's been so long.
Yeah,
man. It's been so long.
It has been so long. I've watched them fairly recently, like years ago. I forget when, and I will say a lot of stuff doesn't age well. Yeah. So that'll be interesting to get into when we do super review of those movies. But a lot of people tend to say that we have never gotten a good Fantastic Four movie. So for this movie to be coming out this July, it's MCU. It has a much more comic book accurate looking Thing.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
Galactus. And so there's a lot riding on this for a myriad of reasons. So the one thing I want to touch on, because I have a few things on here about the trailer, I want to get your thoughts on the Thing. His design.
Real quick, before we do talk about the Thing.
Yeah.
To answer I want to answer the question that I gave you. Who are you rooting for in the box office type shit? Superman or the Fantastic Four? I want to see them both succeed.
Yes, me too.
But if I had to choose one, man, Superman. I think I'm more hyped for Superman, and it's just because of the history that we the shit that's happened with the live action Superman these past couple of years and stuff. And
that's true.
So it's just like and the way the DC universe as a whole was going. The way it was going, it was just trash. And the fact that, like, oh shit, this is it. This is the first movie that's going to be, hopefully put the DCU universe live action on the map, and hopefully compete with Marvel. You know, but yeah, I want them to. I'm excited for both. Really. So it's really cool that they're coming out the same month. It's like, oh shit, we're gonna see these two cool movies, and hopefully they're fire.
For me, bro, I was actually anticipating one of them to give in. One of them to be like, you know what? Let's delay a couple weeks later, because we don't want to compete with them. You know what I mean? I thought one of them would give in, but I mean, right now they're still on track for July. They're still
on track, and I feel like it's an ego battle right now.
Oh yeah, bro.
Definitely. Kevin Feige's like, nah, man. Like James Gunn, my boy, left.
Who works for me?
Yeah, worked for me, betrayed me. Nah, I ain't gonna let him have his moment. I ain't gonna let him have his day. Fuck that. Release of Fantastic Four. But they're not slated to release for 15 years later. I don't give a fuck. Release it. We're shutting down this shit.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, man. They should box, bro. Like dumbass. You know, like those YouTuber boxers and shit.
Just put Kevin Feige.
Put Kevin Feige and James Gunn in a boxing match. Anyway,
funny as fuck.
Anyway, okay. So you were saying, was it the Thing you said?
Your thoughts on the Thing? His design.
It's comic book accurate.
It's fire.
I like it.
I like it a lot.
I definitely do like it.
A lot of people, and this is one of those things where, like, I showed the trailer to my mom, dude. And she was like, oh, it looks cool, but like, oh my God, they made his eyebrows so big.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you know, technically I had to come out with the, you know, technically, mom, and then this comic books, like, she doesn't understand that shit, guys. She don't give a fuck. But I think he looks great. Yeah. Now, I will say that shortly after the trailer came out, you know, I go on the internet. I want to go see what other people are saying, and a lot of people have all unanimously agreed. I can kind of agree too, if I'm being honest, a little bit, is that the one thing that a lot of people are not too happy with is his voice. Because he's being played by, I forget the actor name, but he's basically cousin from the bear.
Oh yeah.
So when he talks, in the trailer, I just hear cousin. I hear the dude from The Bear.
And it's kind of like like a, not goofy, but like high bit.
Well, yeah, because it's just his regular voice.
Yeah.
And every time I've watched The Thing in any sort of media, even if I was reading a comic book, in my head, I'm listening to it with that deep,
like a deeper voice,
the deeper gravelly voice that he's always had. And it could just be because I grew up on the other 2000s Fantastic Four movies, you know, and I've always just seen The Thing with that voice. And so for him to just sound like the actor, but he's this big ass rock dude, has thrown a lot of people off. Now, granted, there's still time in the post-production where if Marvel wants to be like, you know what, fuck it, let's fix that and just kind of tweak the voice a little bit to make it sound deeper, they could, but I don't know. I don't know if they would ever do that. A lot of people also said that Marvel would go back and polish CGI of certain scenes before the movie comes out to theaters, and a lot of times they don't. Sometimes they do, but a lot of times they don't. So it could be either or. But what do you think about his voice? Because a lot of people are not happy with it.
I mean, I kind of agree with you when I just think of like him from The Bear. At first, I couldn't tell you like, oh, that's blah blah blah, but it was like, wait a second, I heard this guy before. Where's he from? You know me, man. I'm not good with names and remembering and shit. But now that I remember you mentioned it, and I'm like, oh no way, it's actually him. But it's true. I kind of do. It's difficult because I need to see more of him, man. Maybe it'll grow on me or whatever. My first initial thought was like, ooh, it's pretty high. I mean, I was kind of expecting more of a deeper voice.
Yeah, a lot of people were.
You know? But I'm just going to be hopeful. Maybe it'll grow on me. I just hope that he doesn't take like the personality from the Bear.
I imagine.
You know what I mean, bro? Because it's one of those things where, like, for example, I think Jack Black is a perfect example.
Okay.
Is where any role he plays, you hear Jack Black.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, like what? And I kind of don't want that with here. It's like, all right, man, like, can you pull off those serious moments? And are you gonna act like you're the character that brought you success? I mean, I'm just assuming, actually. I just know him from The Bear, bro. I don't know if he's been in any other
I guess he was in the first season of The Punisher, too.
Damn, really?
Yeah, he was in the first season of Punisher.
That was a long time ago. Well, anyway, that's just my thoughts on it, man. I just hope that he doesn't bring the personality from The Bear. And I don't know, because it's one, you know, it's one of those things, bro, where it's like, oh, you have this buff dude or like this menacing looking guy, and then when they speak, it's like, oh, hey, what's up, guys? And it's like kind of like what they do with the Abomination. I hate that shit.
No,
I hate that shit, bro.
On She-Hulk, you mean specifically?
Yeah, on She-Hulk.
Yeah, no, bro.
I hate that shit, bro. And it's like a running gag that you see in certain media where it's like, oh my god, he looks scary, and then it's like, hey, what's up, guys? And he's like the most friendliest dude, and like, you know what I mean, bro?
It was like the hippo god from Moon Knight.
Yeah,
remember that shit? Yeah.
So for some reason I'm thinking of Up. Pixar's Up, you know, the dog.
Oh, the dog.
The dog is like so menacing, and then he talks like with a squeaky voice.
Yeah.
Like it's a running gag. We've seen it before.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things that we see in video games and movies, and I feel like knowing Marvel and Marvel Studios, how they like their humor, this might be one of those things where like, oh, here's a big tough guy or whatever, but he has a high voice, and we're gonna make him super funny.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, oh no, we'll see. I'm just assuming.
No, yeah.
Maybe it's not going to be like that. I'm just saying I hope it's not like that.
Yeah.
You know?
I did a little bit of research because, I mean, me being the guy, right? The one that looks up the directors and the writers. Like, I'm very OD when it comes to movies.
Yeah.
Like, when I find out something's coming out, I need to know who's directing it, who's writing
and
the
who they slept
script.
with.
Dumbass. What the fuck? What they eat for breakfast.
Yeah. If they put ice in their Mountain Dew or not.
Like, that's my key to success now. If I want to make it, I got to start putting ice in my shit.
They drink Diet Coke? Nah. It's raps, man. This movie's slaughtered. This movie's already slaughtered, man.
Bro.
That's funny.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, okay.
But I did do a little bit of research, and I don't remember their names, but I will say two things. One, there's a lot of different people who wrote the script for this movie. Yeah, there's like and when you see a lot of writers, bro, it tends to be a red flag. Cause it's like, oh fuck, how many people handled this fucking movie?
Yeah.
And that's because Marvel Studios hired the first set of people to write a script for Fantastic Four First Steps, and I didn't know who these guys were, but I can just look up what they've worked on before.
Yeah.
And bro, these guys were writers on Robot Chicken and Rick and Morty.
Whoa.
And I'm like, of everything, you're going to hire comedy writers to write Fantastic Four, my guy?
Oh, no.
So when I saw that, I was like, bruh, red flag. Like, it's going to be another flop, bro. It's going to be another, like, She-Hulk or some bullshit, dude.
Oh,
then
man.
Apparently, the script went through a rewrite. So they actually hired another guy to
I wonder
rewrite.
why.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
And apparently this other dude came in and did like a rewrite. I don't know if like he rewrote the whole thing or if he just changed certain aspects of the script. But they brought another guy in. Again, don't know who he was. I looked at his previous work and he's worked on a bunch of crazy shit.
Okay.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but one of the movies that he worked on where he was a screenwriter for was Avatar: The Way of Water.
Oh, wow.
So when I saw that, two things. One, oh my God, like hopefully this dude fixed this script. Like I hope the movie's better now because he's attached to it. But also, Marvel, why didn't you hire him first?
Yeah.
Look at his body of work. Look at the stuff he's worked on before. And this is something that we've been vocal before on HRV, where Marvel just tends to like hire writers and directors on a whim without looking at their previous works and stuff. Like I hate that Marvel does that. But anyways, yeah, that's another thing where I was thinking about The Thing. I'm like, damn, like could that voice thing be a part of the comedy writers' idea, or is that just like a post-production thing where there's like, fuck it, we'll just change the voice. It doesn't really matter. Like we'll just make it deeper.
Or what if they just make him like a gag? Like they just make him as the comedic relief, like
That-
super super funny.
Okay, so if they made The Thing the comedic relief, like a gag in the movie, it would be, in my opinion, doing the character The Thing a huge disservice.
Yeah.
Mainly because in the comics, The Thing's whole thing is that he hates the way that he looks. You know, he sees himself as a monster. He sees himself not being accepted by society. I really like in the trailer that there's a scene where he's like in the classic like hat and trench coat and he's walking through the streets and he looks at a TV and it's footage of him with Reed Richards like in their astronaut suits when he's normal and then the screen goes to black and you just see his reflection as The Thing and he looks visibly like upset. That shit's fire. Because it's like subtly like hinting at that storyline. And I just hope the movie goes in that direction. But if they make him into a gag, bro, like Smart Hulk is now, I would be fucking pissed, dude.
I wouldn't like it either.
No, bro.
But what if, you know what? What if it's one of those situations where, you know how people say, oh, the funniest guy in the room is the most sad or whatever, or like if someone's super funny and shit, like, oh yeah, you could be funny having a good time, but then in closed doors, you're out here depressed as fucking shit.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? Like that exists. What if they what if they go to that route? Where like he's funny and shit, but then closed doors, that's where we get that storyline, man. I fucking hate this shit.
That would just be so weird. I'd be like, why are they doing this to my boy, bro? Ben Grimm's not like this, bro, in the comics.
Yo, what if they do a scene? We're like, oh my God, he looks scary. And he does the thing. We're like, what's up, guys? Like,
yeah,
all friendly. Like, what are they? I'm calling it. That it's gonna happen.
You think so, bro?
Think so,
I wouldn't put a post to it, bro. It's fucking Marvel, dog. It's fucking Marvel. Okay, so another thing I want to bring up, and I don't know if this is something that you've noticed. I've seen the trailer quite a few times, maybe like 100 times, whatever. But I noticed.
I just saw it once.
I'm hyped, bro. Yeah. This movie, I remember rewatching the trailers, just like looking at all the little details.
To, like, see
bro.
Yeah.
One thing I did notice is that the Fantastic Four, there's a scene where each of them show off their powers. Like you could just think of one scene where you're like, oh look, it's the Human Torch is flying, he's on fire, right? Whatever. Reed Richards never shows his powers in the trailer. Maybe.
Oh wow.
Maybe like I've never seen him like stretch a limb or anything like that. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to like sound like what the fuck, huh? Like you're just like now you hate him, bro. Not hate him, but like you're reaching. Like you're not like
you're reaching it, but Fantastic Four, Reed Richards is not reaching.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah,
that's
I know.
The problem.
I know.
He's not reaching, but you're reaching. You're doing more reaching than him, bro. That's the issue now.
That's crazy.
That's so stupid. Okay. Now looking back at it, I think you're right.
Yeah, he doesn't ever show his powers or nothing like that. And a part of me is wondering, like, are they gonna do that movie thing? I don't know if you noticed, bro, but this is something that Hollywood loves to do. I don't know what the fuck it is with Hollywood doing this to a bunch of movies, but they know that when they release a big IP, like a big like recognizable franchise that like does something, like it's known for one thing, let's say, right? Hollywood likes to do that thing where like they don't give you the thing that they know you want to see until the very end of the movie. You ever notice that?
Okay.
Like one example would be like the 2014 Godzilla movie, the first ever American Godzilla movie.
Okay.
One of the things that Godzilla is known for is his atomic breath, the fire shit, right? He does not use his atomic breath till well into the third act. And it's one of those things where it's like, damn, like, why do film studios do that? They wait till the end. Or like, there was a G.I. Joe movie that came out a couple years ago called Snake Eyes. It was a solo movie on Snake Eyes.
I remember that.
And that was the Snake Eyes is the black ninja dude, right? Now it's safe to say that his ninja suit, the black ninja suit, looks fire, right? I've not seen that movie, but I've heard that the dude doesn't even get that iconic Snake Eyes suit until literally the last shot of the movie, and then it's roll credits.
Damn.
And for some reason, Hollywood loves to do this thing where it's like, we know what you want to see, and we're not going to show it to you till the very end or even till the next movie, right? Look what happened with Venom. Who is the one character we always wanted to see Venom fight other than Spider-Man?
Carnage?
And when did we get Carnage? The second movie.
Yeah.
Not the first. Why is it with Hollywood doing this? So my fear is, are we going to watch a 2-hour Fantastic Four movie and not see Reed Richards stretch until like...
He only does it to reach
once.
a soda pop.
Like even that would have been fire. That would have been fire.
What if they do, what if they don't even give him that power at all?
Ooh.
What if they don't give him that power at all and like his thing is just being the smartest man?
I don't think they would have the guts.
I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't. Obviously, like many of us, we wouldn't want that.
They wouldn't have the guts to do it, bro.
You never know, man. I mean, look what they've done with certain characters, bro.
Taskmaster.
Like, Taskmaster. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know what you mean now.
So it's like, what if they say, that's too much money, man, or like too much? I don't know.
To come from Marvel and Disney,
hey, man, you never know, man.
Bro.
It's probably a hassle, man. Like too much stretching and shit. Like let's just make his ability be the smartest man alive, man.
At that point, you would just
like,
make him. So what? Let's
just give him half of his shit.
So at that point, he's just Brave New World's the leader, but with with a regular size head.
And with a suit, with a blue suit, like
with the 4 on his chest.
Yeah, with the 4. That's it.
It's like, what? Like, Reed, what do we do? It's like, well, I can't reach that shit. But you can fly, so
but you can do this, my calculations.
Yeah, in 3 seconds, you could fly up there and safe. It's like, why don't you just reach to the?
I hope not, man. No, I'm gonna be pissed because Miss Marvel. They were able to do that with Miss Marvel.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
So it was Miss Marvel. Because of those crystals or the whatever it is, they changed it from the comics because in the comics she
actually stretches.
Yeah, exactly. She had this like ability that would just help her do that. And the fact that they did it there, but not for Reed Richards, like, come on, man.
Yeah,
like, that's gonna be some bullshit, man.
One of my favorite shots, from the old Fantastic Four movies, is a shot where you see Reed Richards' hand writing on the chalkboard, and when the camera moves, his hand is stretched all the way to the other side to finish the equation, and then it stretches back to his torso. Like, I wanted to see something like that in the trailer, but if you notice, bro, never shows his powers.
That's true.
Maybe it's just one of those things where it's like, we just didn't show it in the trailer. But it's like, bro, you never know. Like, a lot of times you got to pick up on certain things, bro.
That's true.
So I don't know. I'm going to just call it an observation. I'm not going to jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
Hopefully he stretches more.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Another thing I want to get your thoughts on, even though it was a quick glimpse, we didn't get a very good look.
Silver Surfer?
No. Well, I actually... I don't even think we saw Silver Surfer in this trailer. No, bro.
I'm trying to remember.
No. So she does not make an appearance, even though I anticipated like we might see like a shot of her like flying or whatever. But no, dude, no Silver Surfer. I was gonna say Galactus.
Okay.
Because even though we don't get a good shot of him, we just get the shot of like the back of his head. But he obviously has the helmet.
Yeah.
He looks more comic book accurate, which is a nice change of fucking pace because the last time we saw live action Galactus, bro was a cloud.
Yeah.
Not even a fucking entity. He was just a cloud that devoured planets like a fucking like I don't know, the universe's worst thunderstorm or some bullshit, bro. Like, nah, dude. So the fact that we actually have a comic book accurate Galactus, what did you think about it?
So I love the comic book accurate route. Always, man. Come on now, right? I think it's fire. although it is, maybe some of you guys might disagree. I think that Galactus has the potential to be an Avenger level threat.
Oh yeah,
like a Kang, a Thanos type of thing. And the reason why I say maybe some of you guys might disagree is because a majority of comic book people, man, disagree with that. They say, no, bro, he's a Fantastic Four villain, you know, and sure, that's absolutely true. But the reason why I disagree with that statement is because the way comic book writing works and comparing it to a movie is different. Like some things in comic books work better than in the movie and then vice versa. Like there's some shit that I've seen where a movie has done it better in my opinion. So, oh shit, okay, that's actually fire. But then obviously the comic books, you know, I kind of preferred how the comic books did it. And I guess it's just super difficult because usually with comic books, they would run in series, like a 12-issue series, right? The pages would be, I think, 12 to 20 something, 22 pages or something like that. And you'd have all this time to actually develop and write a story. But not only that, the story and the characters that are in that story, you're already kind of familiar with. You already know what the fuck is going on. And for some reason, it just works. It just works better in my opinion, bro. Like there's some stories that I've read that Captain America will make an appearance or a specific hero will make an appearance and it doesn't feel like, yo, whoa, who the fuck is this guy? Where did he come from? Versus in a movie, when that happens, it's like, yo, what the fuck? We need more context with you. But in the comic book world, it doesn't feel that way. Yeah. It's because their stories were already established and you could always go back and read what comic books they're in and shit like that. And it's one, I don't know if you know this, but in the OG Secret Wars, Galactus was in that bitch.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
he was like a normal, yo, what the fuck am I doing here? Like he was summoned to the fight. And it was kind of funny because he was rocking with Doom. So when you look at it from that perspective, you're like, what the fuck is this guy doing here? This doesn't make sense. But the way how the comic played out, and you know, during that time, I'm like, all right, I kind of see it. But versus in a movie, I think I think there's a potential because it's a movie. You know what I mean? Yes. You have about 2 hours or 3 hours to actually make a story, and I think Galactus, man, he's a devourer of worlds, man. He's OP as fuck. Like, yes. Why is it that an actual someone who literally could just devour the earth? Why is that not like seen as a Avenger level threat?
But rather isolated to just one superhero group.
I guess the argument could be, oh, Thanos. He not only was he a threat to Earth, he was a threat to the universe, right? People can make that argument.
Yeah, but I mean, one would argue so is Galactus.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know. So it's just there's some things that work and some things that don't work when it comes to comic books and movies. Personally, I think that if they took the route of him like a Kang situation or maybe like a Thanos situation, I think it would work.
No, absolutely.
In the movie space.
Dude, I always assumed that we would get Galactus as the next big bad of some future MCU saga. Yeah. But Marvel Studios has always had the reputation of using a villain for a superhero movie that they put out and then never use them again because by the end they fucking die. So when I saw Galactus as the villain for the Fantastic Four movie, knowing Marvel's reputation of not reusing their villains because they all die by the end, I'm like, fuck, so then we're going to get Galactus in the Fantastic Four movie, which means, are we not going to see Galactus in the future MCU after this? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm excited to see a comic book accurate Galactus for the longest time, but I was hoping that he would be a much more bigger threat to where he would be the next big antagonist.
I mean, they need to, okay, if they want to introduce the Silver Surfer, they need to include Galactus. Exactly. That's the thing, right? So they might use Galactus as an expendable villain just to introduce Silver Surfer.
That's true.
Right? Maybe that's the route that they're going with. Right. Or they might quote unquote defeat him but not kill him. So I'll be back on some weird shit, right? And maybe we might see him on Secret Wars. He gets put in the mix. So that'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool.
So we don't know, but I think those are the only two things I can see, man. Either they defeat him but not kill him and he will make a return. Yeah. Or they will use him, they will kill him, and the only reason why they brought him in is to introduce the Silver Surfer. I think that's the only really the only two things I could think of, to
Yeah.
be honest. And I kind of understand it, right? The way how everything has played out, we did the way the MCU has played out, and how it's confirmed that the Fantastic Four is going to be from a different alternate universe.
Yes.
I understand the direction, the reason why they didn't make it a big bad. It was like, okay, we need to introduce the Silver Surfer, and the only way to doing that is by bringing Galactus. And the reason why we cannot make him a big bad is because we already had plans that Kang was gonna be a big bad, because he's gonna be fucking around with the multiverse, right? But now that was scrapped. Now we're changing it to Doom. Okay, so we cannot have two big bads. We're gonna have Doom, but we need to push out Fantastic Four. And when people associate Fantastic Four, you also think about Silver Surfer. How do we bring him in? Galactus. I think that might have been the thought process, man.
I could see it.
You know,
Makes sense.
and I hope he makes a return.
I do too.
That's it. You know, I hope it's not like a one. Oh, you guys killed me, and it's like, oh, that's
It was like
in
the
your one
one-off.
movie.
Exactly.
Like one movie. At least get killed off in Secret Wars or some shit, right? Like let me see you one more time.
Yeah.
But like in the one movie, no, I don't think that's enough. That's not enough for me. But in terms of how he looks, man, fire.
Yeah, dude. Finally.
I think it's dope. I love the aesthetic as well. The like the futuristic old. It reminds me of what's that show called?
The Jetsons.
Yes. It reminds me of the Jetsons. I fuck with that vibe.
Yeah, dude, it's a very 1960s vibe, but they're futuristic in the sense that like they have AI robots helping the thing cook and shit.
I fuck with it, man. I like that aesthetic.
No, the aesthetic for the movie looks really cool. It looks very interesting. It's very unique because we're so used to watching the Fantastic Four in modern times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a nice change of pace. Okay, they're from the 60s. I was a little bit concerned about that, but now after watching the trailer, I'm like, you know what? I can get on board.
For the record, did we put that on tape that the Fantastic Four, that we thought that the Fantastic Four was going to be from a different
Yes, we
universe?
have.
And X-Men, right? Because we said it would not have made sense that they were in the same universe on Earth when like everything's going on. Like, where the fuck were they?
So when we were reviewing the
remember.
Loki show, season 2,
Was it then?
we theorized that the MCU X-Men that has now been confirmed will be introduced after Secret Wars is the one that Monica Rambeau went to at the end of the Marvels. When we reviewed the Marvels, or not Loki season 2. It was around that time I meant to say. When we reviewed the Marvels, we theorized that. So yes, that's on tape. Fantastic Four, on the other hand,
Was that on tape?
that was on tape from when I believe we made a video about I'm trying to think.
It's been so long.
Did we ever make a video when no, we didn't. We didn't make a video talking about San Diego Comic-Con when they introduced Doom into the mix.
No, we didn't.
We made a video of when they announced phases 5 and 6, but I can't remember if they mentioned that that Fantastic Four was going to take place in another universe. I think we theorized it because it's like either it takes place in modern times, or if it's going to be a prequel, if it's in the past, then it has to be from a different universe. Because I can't logically think like, how would the Fantastic Four exist and like no one's mentioned them till now. See what I mean?
No, yeah.
So I think we did theorize it.
Gonna be a different
I know for a fact we theorized the X-Men shit. That's definitely on tape in the Marvels review for sure.
Yeah.
But the Fantastic Four one, I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But I think we did mention.
But we did talk about saying, yo, it's definitely going to be from a different universe, bro, because there's no way in hell that they're here, and we never saw them during Age of Ultron and like
exactly
Thanos. There's no way. So yeah, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to ask.
Yeah.
So what's the next thing?
So I got two more things I want to say. Obviously we didn't see it in the trailer, which I kind of figured, but with Doctor Doom being the next big villain, do you think he's going to make his introduction as like a post-credit scene to this movie? Do you think he's going to be introduced into this movie? Or do you think Doctor Doom will be from his own universe, will have his own different backstory,
That's a good
completely
question.
not connected to this Fantastic Four movie at all? I should probably mention before you give me your thoughts, there was because you know how paparazzi people be like taking pictures of like the sets and stuff like that. Like people just be whenever movies are being filmed, like remember Deadpool and Wolverine, all those set photos that came out, people like who work for like TMZ and all these paparazzi people like to take pictures of what's going on in the movies, which unfortunately would lead us to see spoilers that we would have wanted to see. So there's a video. I could probably pull it up and show it to you. It might take me a bit to find it. It's not spoilers, but there was a video of some paparazzi people taking videos of outside of the lot that Marvel Studios were filming Fantastic Four, and there was an actor with a blanket over their head, covering them with like a few security guards around them, escorting them into the room so that no one would see who it was. Mm-hmm. And it was a very quick shot of them just speed walking into the lot with the blanket over them. And not too long ago, a few months back, Pedro Pascal, who is playing Reed Richards in the movie, posted a picture of what was presumed to be the after party celebration of when they wrapped filming Fantastic Four. And he posted a picture of him drinking with a friend whose face was blurred out. So a lot of people are saying, is this secret actor that Marvel's hiding?
Yeah.
Is it Robert Downey Jr.
Could it be him?
Making an appearance as Doctor Doom? And that's our first introduction to him, which will lead into Doomsday, because I should mention, it's been confirmed that the Fantastic Four will play a bigger role in both Doomsday and Secret Wars. And I imagine I imagine they would have a bigger role if they're dealing with Victor Von Doom.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of people are speculating. So I want to get your thoughts. What do you think?
I think it might. Okay, now that you gave me that information, I think it might be him.
That's what I'm thinking.
And it kind of makes sense because in the modern Secret Wars comics, Doom is manipulating the multiverse. So what if in this movie he does something? He's like, I find it like one of those movies. I finally did it, right? And he opens up the multiverse, and that's how Fantastic Four gets introduced to everyone else. Oh shit, we got to stop him, right? And then that's where like maybe the Fantastic Four meets up with our heroes, the 616. Even though, man, fuck that, it's not 616, but whatever. The 616, right? Maybe that's how. Oh no, Monica Rambeau is the one that's gonna break it to them. Yo, we're from a different universe, and maybe that's how she brings in the X-Men and stuff. But that kind of makes sense. Like, what if? Yeah, I think it might be him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I think it might be him.
Now,
whereas if he's gonna play a big role in the movie, I don't know. Probably not. It's probably gonna be like an end credit type scene.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like if the Fantastic Four are going to play a bigger role in Doomsday and Secret Wars, where we now know for a fact Robert Downey Jr. will be playing Doctor Doom and he's the big bad, I feel like I don't want to sound I don't want to sound too like film school, like, you know, very like nitpicky.
Okay.
I don't want to be very nitpicky, guys, but like, unfortunately, I like good storytelling in my movies, right? Such a novel concept. Yeah. But I'm just saying that if Doctor Doom does not have any connection to the Fantastic Four in this movie, and let's say he's from another multiverse completely, well, in that case, given how big rivals Doctor Doom is to the Fantastic Four, more specifically, it's Victor Von Doom and Reed Richards. Yeah. Specifically. I feel like if we see them cross over in Doomsday or Secret Wars, there's not going to be any weight to it because they don't even know who they are.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
There has to be some sort of personal connection there in order for you to feel it.
Yeah.
When Pedro Pascal Reed Richards wants to stop Robert Downey Jr., Doctor Doom, you have to be able to feel it. Otherwise, it's like, why do you want to stop him? Well, because he's evil. Well, sure, but I would have liked that personal connection where it's like, no, that's Victor Von Doom. That's my rival. He's from my universe. Motherfucker went evil. Like, we worked together. Like, something more comic book accurate so that there's weight to the battle. There's weight to the story regarding the characters. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Kind of like how with the Avengers, the Chitauri, the aliens that invaded Earth, was sent by Thanos. And Iron Man saw firsthand that we're not alone in the world, bro. We had an army of aliens come through a fucking wormhole in the sky that almost wiped us out. Something's up there, and we have to prepare for it. To the point, fast forward all those years later, Tony Stark is now face to face with Thanos, the man who sent those people. You feel the weight of the fight, especially when they're on Titan, when they fight, right? When they're like, it's like, oh, Tony Stark. He's like, you know my name? And he's like, I do. You're not the only one burdened with knowledge. And they have that fight. You feel it because you're like, bro, this has been setting up since Avengers 1, bro. Yeah. This was 6 years in the making. So I want something like that. That's why I'm like, Doctor Doom has to be in this movie. Either as a cameo. That universe. Exactly. Yeah. Either as a cameo, either he has a small role in the movie and he just wasn't shown in the trailers, or a post-credit scene, like something to make me know, okay, bet he has relations with Reed Richards and this Fantastic Four crew. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I agree, man. And actually, speaking of Doom,
yes,
I know we talked quite a bit about it on the HRV pod, but we never talked about it here, obviously.
No. Okay.
Do you want to give our quick thoughts on what we think about Robert Downey Jr. making a return for Doctor Doom?
Ooh, that's good. That's good. That should have been be one of my points on here.
Because I know we talked about it before, but in case
people don't listen to HRV.
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah. Well, first things first. I think it's. I want to get this right off the bat.
Yeah.
That you and me have different opinions.
Yes, we do.
I feel like
we do.
And I'm not gonna be a bitch and be like, Hector, you tripping, bro. Like, I see where you're coming from, and I see where a lot of people are coming from. So here's what I think. When I heard that Robert Downey Jr. was cast as Doctor Doom, obviously at the time,
I remember when it happened.
Dude, we were in the car getting food together.
It was crazy.
It was you, me, and Mario, and we were just refreshing Twitter just to see what the news was, and we saw that Robert Downey Jr. came on stage to confirm that he was going to be playing Doctor Doom, the next big bad. At the time, I was hype. I was hype because Doctor Doom was going to be in the MCU. He's going to be the next big bad, and that Robert Downey Jr. playing him seemed like such an interesting casting, because it's like, oh shit, but he was Iron Man, but now he's coming back and playing a villain.
Yeah.
And I think at the time I was also still on that high of Oppenheimer, how good he was in that movie. He won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. So a part of me was like, I would like to see him, I've known him as a hero, mainly as Iron Man. To see him play a villain would be very interesting. And a lot of people were on my side. A lot of people said this is fire. As days started to pass, thoughts started to marinate a little longer, and opinions began to change. And a lot of people started saying a bunch of different shit. A lot of people were saying that this was because of the whole Jonathan Majors incident, him getting fired and like Kang not being part of the story, that bringing in Doctor Doom, especially bringing in Robert Downey Jr., a beloved actor from in the MCU fan base, because he's Iron Man, was a sort of like how like certain buildings or whatever, like they have the emergency button, like it's behind glass. You get the hammer, you break the glass, you press the button as in case of an emergency. That this was Marvel Studios' emergency button to get the fans back on their side after the fallout of Kang, because Jonathan Majors got fired, and because admittedly a lot of the past MCU projects since Phase 4 weren't all fire the way Phases 1 through 3 were. So they felt like it was a desperation button. You know what I mean? Personally, I understand what people are saying, and I do see what people are trying to say. But at the same time, I'm still excited because I would like to see the range in his acting to see, like, could he do the character of Doctor Doom justice? And I think I'm still in that high of, like, dude, the fact that we're getting Doctor Doom finally in the MCU, because the last Doctor Doom we got live action twice were both trash. The mid-2000s Fantastic Four and the 2015 reboot, they were both garbage. I have yet to see a comic book accurate Doctor Doom that was actually sinister, menacing, and OP as fuck. This is probably the one chance we'll finally get that. As for the RDJ casting, I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I'm open to it. Fuck it. He's a good actor. I know he'll kill it. Let's see how he does. But I know other people like you are not so optimistic. So what do you think?
I mean, when it first happened, I was hyped more so of like, there's no way they just did that. Like, I think that I was
the
more
shock
hyped on
factor
that.
definitely played a factor.
It was a shock factor because like, holy shit, like if he made a return, can we see other people make a return? You know what I mean? Like, can we see Captain America, the OG Captain America, make a return for whatever in a different universe or some shit? I don't know. So I'm thinking, holy shit, they brought this guy back. Could we see other people? And I was hyped. I'm like, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. At the time, I'm there with you and Mario, my boys, right? We're just chilling, and we get this crazy news, and it's like, yo, what the fuck?
I think one of the biggest things that played a factor as to why it was so crazy was because, like, you know him as the hero, as the good guy. Now he's coming back to play the most evil bad guy, arguably, in all of Marvel Comics.
Yeah, that's true.
That company.
And I think it was that same night. I can't remember if it was that same night that I told you. He was like, I don't know about it, man. Or or I can't remember.
I think I remember it was the day after the news. It was like that Sunday.
Okay. Yeah, because it was the day after then where I made up my mind. I'm like, I don't know about this, man. I don't know about this. And I said this, I think we did this in our 1,000 sub special for the HRV pod, where I read out a post, and I want to do it again for the people that, you know, just for the Cape Ship fans that just listen to us. But I posted this, I think it was around the same time. But I said, there's no denying that RDJ is an excellent actor. However, it just feels comfortable and lazy to have RDJ, a beloved actor who portrayed a beloved character, return to the MCU to play another beloved character. One of my biggest critiques about the current state of the MCU is that Marvel Studios is afraid to take risks. There is no risk here. This is Marvel Studios trying their hardest to recapture the immense hype that they once had during the Infinity Saga. That's what I said on X at Sing6, guys. If you want to check that out, if you want to plug yours, if you want to.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not super active, but I like to quote tweet a bunch of news and stuff like that, give my thoughts, my opinions on certain stuff. You can guys follow me at NumberedLives1. Yeah, that's my username on X. But
I wanted to make sure you said your shit because I don't want to selfishly plug my own shit.
Right. But
anyway, that's my thoughts then, bro, and that's my thoughts now. Like, I'm pretty sure he would do a pretty good job, but it's just the fact that, like, really,
of all people,
there's other really great actors, man, that they could have gotten a chance to actually portray this character, and it wouldn't be confusing because, okay, once we get to Secret Wars or whatever the fuck, our heroes from our Earth, right, our universe, they're gonna see him and be like, what the fuck?
That's Tony
Stark? I thought you were dead. He's like, who the fuck is Tony Stark, bitch? I'm Dr. Doom. Get it right, girl. Fuck is you talking about?
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? Okay, sure, that's what they're gonna do. But like I said, man, I think it's just kind of lazy, man. Because at the time, MCU was just not hitting, bro. It just was not. You know. And I think they realize, holy shit, we're low key falling off, man. Dude, there's a lot of people that don't really keep up with it. And I mean, we said it before on the HRV pod, not here, but that you and I kind of fell off the train as well.
That's true.
And there are certain movies and shows of the MCU that we would have skipped.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the pod. The reason why we did not skip them is because, we have the HRV pod, you know, we have to cover it, right? And obviously we have Cape Shit, so eventually we're gonna have to cover it. But if it weren't for the pods, yeah, I mean, we both said that there are some projects that we would have been okay missing out on.
That's facts.
You know, to this day, I still haven't seen Agatha.
No, me neither.
And I'm not dying to see it.
No,
right?
me neither.
I think I'm fine.
Yeah, I have yet to watch season 3 of What If.
No, yeah, me neither, bro. I didn't even finish season 2.
I know you didn't.
I didn't even finish that.
Bro,
much.
For me, it felt like a fucking job too, bro.
Yeah, man.
Season, bro. What If was just fucking.
So, but yeah, eventually we'll cover it here on Cape Shit. But that's my point. You know, if it wasn't for that, we probably wouldn't check them out at all.
Fuck no.
The only movie I could really think of that we were really extremely hyped for was Deadpool and Wolverine. You know, I think that was the only MCU project I was like, yo.
That was hyped. Yeah.
And the next two is obviously Thunderbolts looks cool. Admittedly, I won't lie. And then obviously the bigger one, Fantastic Four. And
I'm with you there, but I would have added Daredevil Born Again to that list as well.
Yeah, you're right. I was just thinking of movies.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, shows. You're right. Yeah, shows. Daredevil Born Again for sure is up there. But yeah, that's our thoughts on Doctor Doom, on the whole Doctor Doom situation with RDJ.
And then I have one last bullet point I want to read out regarding the Fantastic Four trailer. This is a rumor that I saw floating around the internet. A few different people speculated some rumors regarding the movie, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
So the rumor here is that a lot of people are speculating how the movie is going to end, Fantastic Four. And the rumor says that Galactus, at the end of the movie, actually wins. That he doesn't lose. He actually wins. And what ends up happening is that Galactus will end up devouring or destroying the Fantastic Four's world and maybe even the universe. Well, most likely the world, right? Because he's the devourer of worlds. So let's just keep it at the world.
Yeah.
And because the Fantastic Four loses as their last act of desperation, the team are forced to travel to the 616 timeline as like an escape plan. And a lot of people are making that connection because there's a scene in the trailer. It's really quick. You have to pause the scene right at it, where Reed Richards is writing on a chalkboard. And if you pause and you look at the rest of the chalkboard and see what he's writing, in the corner, it shows that he's working on a multiversal bridge machine.
Whoa. Ah, wow.
Yeah, and that's something I didn't catch until someone pointed it out. Like, bro, if you check the chalkboard, there's a he's working on a multiversal bridge.
Hardcore MCU fans they're eagle watchers, man. They're eagle eye watchers. Man.
Yes, bro.
Like that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm gonna be real. I just saw it like once. Oh shit! I'm not pausing it anything at all. Yeah, because I know like okay, if I miss something, I'll see it. Like someone will bring it up.
Yeah,
but. Damn, that's actually okay. That kind of makes sense now. So how would Doctor Doom get play into that then?
That's the thing.
Like he just catches like, oh shit, they're leaving. Like you know what I'm talking about? One of those things where like the portals or some bush is closing and he makes it just in time, or something, right? Like I wonder how that or what if he's like they team up, bro? What if he's like, yo, Doom, bro, come on, I know you smart as hell too.
And at the end, he betrays him.
Yeah,
that's how he becomes the villain. I can see that.
You never know. I don't know.
You really don't know.
Yeah.
But that was a rumor that I saw, and like, well, it's like, how does that make sense? How does Fantastic Four eventually tie in with us, the 616 universe, and how are they going to eventually get introduced to Doomsday, like in that movie? How's that going to work? And I saw that rumor, and in a sense, it makes, kind of starts connecting some dots.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Would you want the movie to end that way, or do you want it to go a different direction? Because honestly, I think I'm kind of on board with that kind of ending. My only question is, okay, so how does Doom connect to all of that?
I agree, man. I think I like it. And the reason why is because you rarely see villains win. And so it's kind of like the moment that Thanos, when he won, it was like one of those moments of like, whoa, what the fuck just happened? And it's a feeling that I can't necessarily describe, but it was like, yo, that's fire as fuck. And so, and it kind of helps the idea that, okay, Galactus, this motherfucker's no joke, right? Because we said that we wouldn't really like for him to be killed off in one movie. So it would make sense for him to actually win. And I mean, the context that you provided, it matches that ending, him trying to create a multiverse bridge in order to escape their, pun intended, their inevitable doom. Right? And then Doom pops up like, hey yo, like, but with the whole Doom situation, it's true. It's like how
does that connect?
I don't know. I really don't know what would happen with him. The only reason why I said, oh, they're working together is because like, okay, that's maybe the best, like, that's the only thing I could think of.
Unless Victor Von Doom in his own way knows how to access the multiverse. Like not necessarily a machine, but maybe he comes up with he comes up with some sort of machine or something where he can just access the multiverse.
That's true.
At his will. Like he could just create a portal. Kind of like how America Chavez could just travel through multiverses with her star-shaped portals in the Doctor Strange movie. Yeah. Like maybe he has something where he could just open a portal and just walk through, and that's why he becomes a multiversal threat, therefore Secret War. You know what I mean? Unless he's working on his own multiversal bridge, and like he just does his own thing like off here, but the Fantastic Four like does, and they eventually cross paths again in Doomsday.
You know what's crazy is like we have a lot of villains and shit that be doing that. Like the whole traveling through the multiverse and like portals and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm even thinking of Spot from from Across the Spider-Verse and shit like that. It's like, dang. It kind of it reminds me of that topic that we had. I'm pretty sure we had it on the HRV, was if the multiverse saga, like, are you guys bored of it or some shit?
I know we definitely talked about if superhero fatigue was real.
Oh, okay. That was
probably what we talked about, but not necessarily the multiverse as a whole. Because multiverse is everywhere, bro. Like the new fucking
That's what I'm saying.
The story, bro. The campaign for the new Mortal Kombat game had the multiverse. It's like, bro.
Yeah, no, it's like it's a new like.
It's like the next new wave, the next big thing now.
And to be honest, man, I think I'm kind of.
You're on that boat too.
I'm kind of over it.
For me, bro,
I kind of want to see more like. grounded, singular stories.
I know what you mean. I think I'm the same way with multiverse as I am with the superhero fatigue thing. Is that I don't think there's such thing as fatigue. There's such thing as lazy writing and not doing anything new with the concept. If you can tell a good story regarding the multiverse, it could be fire. Mm-hmm. That's how I've always thought about it. That's how I think about it with superhero fatigue. That's how I think about it with the multiverse.
Yeah, that's true.
But if that's everything,
man.
That's the first topic out of the way.
Jesus
the Fantastic
Christ.
Four.
This is gonna be a long one.
Yeah, bro. We have more to go. Where are we at? An hour 4? We got this shit.
Nah, man. I want to. You only did one topic. Okay, all right.
Well, one topic with we had multiple
things.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Okay, so this
next?
This next one that I have is some news that actually came out I think this week or last week. I don't know if maybe you saw it.
Okay.
But I definitely want to get your thoughts. I personally don't have a lot of thoughts on this particular topic, and when I tell you what it is, you'll see why. But according to our boy Jon Bernthal.
Okay.
So I think this was last week. He announced that he is working closely with Marvel to create a Punisher special for Disney Plus.
Whoa!
You didn't hear about this?
No.
So Jon Bernthal said that, well, obviously right now, Daredevil Born Again is currently airing. The first 2 episodes just came out, and we're getting weekly episodes every single Tuesday. And it's not a spoiler. He's in the trailer. Punisher comes back to the Daredevil series, which means now Punisher is MCU canon. And because of that, Jon Bernthal was doing interviews kind of promoting Daredevil Born Again, and he said that he's working with Marvel to create a special for Disney Plus, kind of like the Werewolf by Night kind of thing.
Oh, okay. It's going to be one of those.
It's going to be one of those specials, you know what I mean? So it will air in 2026.
Oh, wow.
Next year, alongside season 2 of Daredevil Born Again. So it's going to air next year along the same time as Daredevil Born Again season 2.
Yeah.
Jon Bernthal is co-writing the script.
Whoa.
So he's helping write the script with this, bro.
Okay. That's interesting.
It is interesting. And Reynaldo Marcus Green is set to direct the project. He has recently directed other projects like one movie called King Richard, which is a movie that got nominated for a bunch of Oscars.
Oh, wow.
That was also the movie that Will Smith played the main character in, to which he was nominated for an Oscar, and that's when the whole slap situation happened.
Oh shit!
So that was the movie. What is it called? Reynaldo Marcus Green directed that movie. He also directed Bob Marley One Love, the biopic movie. So he's had strong projects under his belt. Yeah. So he's going to be the one set to direct the project.
Yeah. Then that means that the special, or what is it called? I forgot what it's called. What do they call it? This Spotlight? Marvel Spotlight? Or
it could be that too. I mean, Spotlight, I remember Echo, Spotlight was supposed to be a project that doesn't set up or connect to previous MCU projects.
I'm trying to remember what they called it for Werewolf by Night, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think it was just special presentation or something like that.
Yeah, is it going to be that or this whole Spotlight situation? Because I want to see more. I'm gonna be real. Why don't we just get a new season, man, with the Punisher, man? Fuck it. That'd be cool as fuck.
That would be cool.
Punisher is a really fucking cool character, man. So, but the fact that they're gonna do a special or something, cool. I could get down with it. And the fact that the guy you just mentioned, he directed some pretty cool movies. Just leads me to believe that I think it'll be fine. Yeah,
Jon Bernthal described the project as, quote, a shotgun blast of a story with all the emotion that you can want out of a Frank Castle story.
Ooh, that's fire. That sounds fire as fuck, bro.
That's why I said this is more your news, because I've never seen the Punisher show.
I saw the first season of Punisher.
The only Punisher I've seen was his appearances in season 2 of Daredevil, which is fire, but I know I haven't seen his show. But for him to say this, I wanted to
No, the show is fire, man.
Yeah?
I like it.
Okay.
I haven't seen season 2. Because I was on a crazy binge, bro. I was watching all of the Defenders shows in not release order, in
watch order.
Yeah, in the watch order. So I saw Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, all these different shows, and they're fire. And I did not finish season 3 of Daredevil because I was doing that order shit. So I'm gonna have to speed run that so we could for the Daredevil Born Again. And then same thing with Punisher. I did not see Punisher season 2 of Punisher because of the whole watch order situation. But from the first season, man, I liked it a lot. I like the emotion and that he brings into the character. That's, for me personally, that's my Punisher. I know many people, their Punisher is like from the movies, like the older movies.
Thomas Jane.
Yeah, him. To be fair, I'm gonna be real, I haven't seen that movie. I know who he is, and I've seen pictures of him and shit like that. I haven't
seen it either.
So maybe it might change, you know. And sure, clearly I'm biased with John Berthel.
No, yeah.
But it's just, I just like his role. I really like. He kind of reminds me of a bit of Shane from The Walking Dead a little bit.
Of course, bro.
And I think that's why I like, because I liked Shane from The Walking Dead, even though like he had his tendencies and shit. But I just like that character and the way John Berthel actually portrays that type of character. Yeah. Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you that meme shit. Where like every character,
bro's always trying to tell us something.
Every character, he always says that. That's just him, right? He's one of. He's just. It's like a like Jason Statham, or like a Jack Black, where they kind of bring them like the same type of character or the same type of personality in the character that they play. Yeah. And I like it a lot for the Punisher, especially the scene in Daredevil where like he's in the courthouse. I liked it. No, I didn't. I forgot what he said. I didn't love it. No.
Yeah, I killed all those people and I liked it or some shit like that.
Yeah. Hell, I loved it. And like he does that side mouth shit. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's fire, bro. I love it. I love that scene, bro. Yeah. And especially that dialogue scene that we had with him and Daredevil on top of that rooftop.
Yes,
like, bro. Fire, bro. That's peak.
And now we're getting another project for next year.
Oh yeah, So I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. Dude, I was there. I remember when he announced it, when he was coming back.
Yeah, dude,
me too. You heard the Punisher theme music, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck going on? And he walks through the door, like, you know, it's this goes back to what I'm saying in the characters that he plays. He walks and he does this thing where he looks around like this, and he kind of like, I don't know. I wish we had cameras so you guys could see. But he walks like it's Shane. He walks like other characters that I've seen. But it's actually him.
I know.
It's him because it's his personal video. So I just see like, you know, Punisher. I see Shane or whatever, and he gets out of frame, and then outside it's like a what is it called? A porch lawn chair, porch chair, some shit. And the back where like you rest your back is the symbol of the Punisher.
Whoa, the skull?
Yeah, the skull.
Ooh.
I could probably find it and pull it up and show it to you guys. But I remember I saw that. I'm like, dude, there's no way. I'm like, yes. I was so hyped, bro. I'm like, dude, thank God. Like, thank you. He made it to the MCU canon, bro. Same thing with Foggy and Karen. I'm like, yo, thank God they brought them in. Because if they had a recast or whatever, it would have been dumb, dude. Daredevil is I'll say this right now, man. Netflix's Daredevil is honestly the best comic book show, bro, to date, in my opinion.
No, I agree.
And
nothing has ever even matched its level.
Absolutely, man. I agree. And I'm just so happy that Disney and Kevin Feige, they saw that. And they're like, you know what? We can't change shit about this. Fuck it. We'll just bring it over. Make it canon. Yeah. And I hope they do that with the other Defenders, man. I'm not going to lie. I really like Luke Cage. I really like that fucking show. I really like Jessica Jones. And I remember I saw something that she was open to it or something if they hit her up. But I mean, come on, man. If Marvel hits you up, come on, man. You want the bag.
Absolutely.
But they were really good shows, man. And I would say that the whole Defenders saga that Netflix did, I would say is a lot better, man, than a lot of the MCU shows that we've got now. That's just my opinion, man.
Yeah, man. I think the only show that I can think of that even came close to the level of Daredevil was probably The Penguin.
Yeah, that's true, bro. The Penguin,
as far as like vibe and how mature it was, the grittiness of the environment, the story, and like I think The Penguin's the one that maybe comes close.
And I hope Daredevil Born Again is like that. I haven't seen the first 2 episodes yet.
I have.
Well, I know you have, girl. Don't tell me, bitch. I have not seen it because I want to finish season 3.
And I'm gonna be real,
Do I have to?
I would say yes.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
I would say yes because it'll make what happens in season or Born Again kind of make more sense by what's going on. How far did you make it into season 3? What's the last thing you remember vividly?
I think wasn't it like the aftermath of the whole hand building collapse. And,
bro, that's episode like 1.
yes, that's where I stopped.
Oh my god! I thought you at least made it.
Where he wakes up.
Dude, that's episode 1.
That's where I
oh
left
shit!
off,
So
bro.
you're at the very beginning.
Yep.
Bro, season 3 I think is my favorite season.
Yeah.
You're in for some peak, bro.
Fuck, bro.
You're in for peak. That fucking 3rd season of Daredevil's fire, bro. You're gonna love it. But I have seen the first 2 episodes of Daredevil. It's not actually on my notes, but I mean, I'll just be very quick about it with no spoilers. Also, I can recommend, if I can suggest something for you, bro.
Okay.
One, be very cautious on social media, bro, because everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
And also, if we upload this pod, don't look at the comments. Just don't. You never know. Someone might comment some shit, bro. Who knows? But I'm gonna tell you right now. So far, the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again, and of course, opinions might change the more episodes we get. This is just the first 2 episodes. I'm not gonna lie. It's fire.
Dude, you know what?
It's really, really good, bro. What, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, because I gotta send you. I'm gonna read this.
Okay.
Josue, shout out to Josue, man.
Oh, okay.
An avid listener of the HRV Pod,
Josu?
Cape Shit Pod, and
For
shit.
sure.
And I'm not gonna read because he sent me 2 messages, but I'm not gonna read this just yet because I'm just gonna read this because we're talking about this. He said, "Also, bro, I just watched the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again, and I need y'all to make a Daredevil Born Again series review, please!"
Oh yeah.
Exclamation points. And when I saw this, I'm like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
is it real?" And now I'm hearing it from you. I'm like, I'm gonna wait till I'm gonna see what Hav says. And now you're telling me it's fire.
Well, yeah. I mean, your only homework would be just to watch season 3, and then just kind of just watch Born Again week to week and stuff. But here's more. This is just my opinion. The show is fire.
Okay.
It's really, really good. It has the same sort of mature vibe that the Netflix show has. All the characters do an amazing job as they always do. Kingpin, Daredevil, all of that. I only have 2 gripes that I have with the show.
Oof.
2 nitpicks.
Okay.
One of them is that the filming of the show looks a lot more clean and looks a lot more high def. In typical Disney Plus fashion.
I know, dude.
You know what I'm talking
I know
about?
what you're talking about.
Because like the way that it was like the Netflix would film the show was very like gritty and had like that dark tone.
I just don't know how to explain it. It's like the camera angles that they use and like the zoom in shots. It feels like an older like a movie or an older television that you would see in like in the early 2000s. It's really it's hard to explain, but it works.
Yeah,
like,
and that
I like
show
it a lot.
Absolutely, and that show loved its hard shadows. It loved its hard
And here it's
a lot more cleaner.
It has the MCU type of
it's filming. A lot more cleaner. Everything's much more nicely lit. You know what I mean? Like you see face a lot more. They do a lot of cool cinematography. There's some really good cinematography.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, bro. The people who worked on Netflix did this. Like they did this shit, right? The other nitpick that I have with the show is that they want to make this Daredevil more comic book accurate than the Daredevil we got in Netflix.
Okay,
Therefore,
we see more.
Therefore,
flippity dippity stuff.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Okay, so
we first saw it in She-Hulk.
In She-Hulk, but here's the thing. Okay, now here's the thing. Yes, we do get CGI Daredevil, and unfortunately, the CGI is a little bit noticeable. You just can't pass up on it. Like I don't know why they didn't polish the CGI. Thankfully, though, the CGI is from when he's swinging. You know how Daredevil uses that like rope thing and he swings on buildings? Mm-hmm. That's the only time they use the CGI. Otherwise, when he's fighting and shit, it's practical. Which I would much rather prefer a real like stunt double or just Charlie Cox himself fighting real life than what they did with She-Hulk where it was just CGI and he's flipping and like all this bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the thing is, and I guess this is kind of goes back to what I said earlier, where there's some things that don't work in the live action shit from the comic books. Like for example, the comic books that's how he is, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we saw it in the live action for the very first time in She-Hulk, and you weren't a fan of it. Me, I was like kind of indifferent. Like I would have been okay if they never did that with him. And I think I kind of still stand by that. Like I think this is one of those exceptions where I would accept a specific character not having like everything from the comics. I think this is one of those exceptions. You know what? Fine. If they got to choose Daredevil not doing that crazy acrobatic stuff, I think I'll be fine with it. Just because I already saw how he is in the first 2 seasons. Now, when they include it, I mean, sure, I'm not going to complain about it. Okay, cool. They're trying to respect it, trying to do the more comic book accurate, just like we saw his suit from in She-Hulk, the whole yellow and red suit, which I appreciated. I know you weren't a fan of. I personally liked it, and I just hope that it's better from what we saw in She-Hulk, because in She-Hulk, bro, you could tell it was really like CGI.
Yeah,
I just wish that I'm just hoping it's more polished and more more refined.
Yeah, for me, bro, I don't think my issue is that he does a lot of acrobatics. It's comic book accurate. I mean, fuck it. If you want Daredevil to be more acrobatic, that's fine. My only thing is, why do you think it's easier to CGI Daredevil do acrobatics when you can just hire
a stunt man,
a stunt person who does gymnastics and have them do the acrobatics?
That'd be fire. That'd be cool.
Think about it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Wouldn't practical acrobatics be better than a CGI rubber man that you could tell is not a real guy,
that'd be cool
flipping his shit? Dude.
That'd be cool.
Dude, that's what I would much rather watch. Dude, I don't care if he's flipping and doing acrobatic shit as long as it's practical. I just don't understand the need to CGI it. That's why I wasn't a fan of it in She-Hulk.
Yeah.
See what I mean? But based on the first 2 episodes, bro, any fighting, any like physical shit that he does
it feel like the Netflix?
Yes, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, and they don't hold back on blood and violence, bro. You see some shit in the first 2 episodes, bro. You see some shit.
So you're telling me the what was it? The rewrite and the finding new writers and directors?
The creative overhaul.
Yeah.
It's starting to show that. Yeah, man.
Remember when that happened?
Yeah, it's resembling a little bit more to the Netflix vibe.
Damn. Okay.
Now, based on the first 2 episodes, and again, this might change the more episodes we get, but maybe I'm just on a high. But I'm giving the first 2 episodes so far, it's a 9.
Oh shit.
I'm feeling a 9 with this show, bro, because it's that good. Now we just have to wait for the season to finish, and then when we eventually do the review on HRV, I'll give some better thoughts then. And by the time, hopefully you would have caught up and I can go into a little bit more spoilers, because there's other stuff that happens in the show that I don't want to quite get into because it might be spoilers.
Yeah, I got you.
But so far I'm fucking with it, bro. And I'm excited for you to check it out. But yeah, the Punisher special is where we left off.
Yeah, Punisher special. Moving on.
Okay, the next talking point that I got over here with the Marvel news is the MCU return of Moon Knight. Did you hear about this?
I did not.
Yeah, so Marvel is planning to bring back Moon Knight into the MCU, which obviously is fire because I personally really liked the Moon Knight show.
Oh, wait. I think I might have heard about it. This was like months ago, wasn't it? Where
This was from like last week.
Oh, never mind then. Because I could have sworn Oscar Isaac said like, "Oh yeah, we are filming it," or like.
No, I know what you're talking about. So there was reports that Oscar Isaac was like, I forget where he was in the world, like he was out touring or something. Or
yeah.
And some person was recording and saying like, "Hey, are we here to film season 2 of Moon Knight?" And the person points her selfie camera to Oscar Isaac, and he jokingly said, "Why else would we be here?"
Oh yeah.
But obviously that was from years ago, and no season 2 of Moon Knight has come out, so obviously that wasn't the truth. But recently we did get some news on the MCU return of Moon Knight, and it's a lot, but this is just, I got to read the info. So there's a lot of shit that I got to read. So I'm going to read what I have written down, and then we'll talk about it. We'll give our thoughts. So, okay. The MCU return of Moon Knight. So Marvel Television, because now Marvel has their own department called Marvel Television, which is really cool because when you watch Daredevil Born Again, it does like the Marvel intro, but now it says television instead of studios. And like the background, like the flipping page shit is like their past projects.
Like, yeah.
It shows like What If, it shows like She-Hulk and WandaVision. Like it does that shit. It's pretty cool. So now they have their own department. It's called Marvel Television, and they just focus on all things television shows from Marvel for like Disney Plus, right? So Marvel Television, the head person of that department is a guy named Brad Winderbaum. Now, Brad said that Moon Knight is expected to return in the MCU, but not in a second season of the show.
Whoa.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. That surprised me too. And
what I could think of, the first thing I could think of is Secret Wars.
Maybe.
Because where else is he going to
fit in?
Yeah, where else is he going to fit in?
That's true. But yeah, so Brad Winderbaum.
Spider-Man? Because recently, I think it was recently. Recently, there was a new comic book, unless I'm thinking of a different character. I could have sworn I saw it was there's a new comic book run with Spider-Man and Moon Knight.
That would have been cool. That would be cool.
But like that happened like recently, and I can't remember if it was actually with Moon Knight or if it was someone else. But it was a team up situation. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Okay,
but you keep reading. I'm gonna keep listening.
So the head of Marvel Television, Brad Winderbaum, said that that Moon Knight is expected to return, but not in the second season. He gave a reason for why, and the reason is because Marvel Television has changed direction for their shows since 2022. Yes. So previously, back then, during like Phase 4...
I'm tweaking, bro. It's Spider-Man and Wolverine. My bad.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, never mind. I'm tweaking. I don't know why I
saw that.
I don't know why I thought
hey, I'm reading that.
Are you getting it?
Fuck yeah, bro. That's lit, bro. Spider-Man Wolverine?
Yeah, that's the new team up. That's the recent
Moon Knight.
I don't know why. I was like, dude, I could have sworn I saw it.
I know what you mean.
Anyway,
I remember seeing that.
I'm glad I cleared that up. Sorry.
Yeah. So, okay, so back to what I was saying. Brad Winderbaum said that the Marvel Television has changed direction for their shows since 2022. Previously, Marvel planned to establish characters with their own TV shows before tie-ins with future projects.
Yeah.
Example, Miss Marvel introduced Kamala Khan into the MCU through her show before she starred in The Marvels. And so you see, like, they introduced the character because later on they were going to be introducing the tie-in project.
I like that route.
Exactly. They're no longer doing that.
I know. So it kind of sucks to hear. So I wonder what the fuck.
Now, Marvel Television is taking a more traditional TV approach with shows having annual releases. So how season 1 came out this year, season 2's next year.
Yeah.
They're doing that now. And if you think about it, what I mentioned earlier, Daredevil Born Again will have a season 2 that's going to air in 2026.
Yeah.
So you see they're doing a more annual release thing now. I have a quote on here by Winderbaum himself. And he said, quote, "I think Marvel Television has happened in waves. And I think Moon Knight happened in a wave of shows that were going to establish characters that would tie in to the future. And moving forward, our priorities have shifted. We're making shows as shows that can exist as annual releases, more like television. I would love to see a Moon Knight season 2, but there are plans for Moon Knight down the road."
Okay.
And then I put Doomsday appearance.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
That's what I was thinking of too.
Because I guess they're not doing a Moon Knight season 2 right now.
But they do have plans of bringing him back.
Yeah. Now I think it's going to be Doomsday.
That's what I was thinking too.
People are probably going to see him in Doomsday, and hopefully he gets season 2. You know what I mean?
We'll see.
The way it ended, it kind of like alluded to that. So hopefully we do, because I actually liked Moon Knight, man. It's one of the better MCU shows.
It is. It's way better than like a lot of the other shows that have come out.
It's one of the good ones.
But yeah, man. So no season 2 of Moon Knight. And like I said, I think Doomsday or even Secret Wars at the very least is where he'll make his next appearance.
I mean,
unless they recruit him in like some sort of street level hero team, Daredevil, Spider-Man.
Yeah,
that would be really cool.
Yeah, it's just like I said, my biggest gripe in Moon Knight was the whole him blacking out. We don't get to see that shit, right?
Yeah. Well, then again, at the time, they didn't greenlight. They weren't doing TVMA shows.
That's true.
And I think if they did do that,
we would have seen
some shit.
That would have been fire.
If they had done that like around the same time as now, where like Daredevil right now is TVMA, it's rated R, like it's rated mature. If we had a Moon Knight come out during this wave of TVMA, we probably would have seen some shit, bro.
But I do like the previous idea, man, where they introduce characters with a show and then they put them in a movie. I really do like that idea. I really do. But the way that they're transitioning to doing like annual releases, I think I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
You know? I think I'm fine with it. Cool.
Now the question is like, well, fuck, what shows are they going to choose to have annual releases? Daredevil Born Again? Okay, fire. But later this year, we're getting Ironheart. Is that going to get a season 2?
We'll see.
And now I don't know. I have not seen Ironheart, obviously, but given like let's just pretend for some reason it's mid, like Agatha or some shit, right? Do I want to see a season 2 of Ironheart next year?
Do you want to see season 2 of Agatha?
See what I mean? Fuck no. Fuck
An annual release of Agatha?
Bro, like imagine. That's kind of like why I kind of like the old plan, because it's like, well, at least we just got that one season.
Yeah.
And if it was trash, whatever, it's just one. But if it was good, be smart to make a season 2.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I wonder why they changed that.
Look at Loki. Like Loki got a season 2. So the first season was really good.
I just wonder why they changed that, because they could have worked with that. Mm-hmm. You know, they could have been like, okay, cool, we're gonna release the show to introduce this character. Cool, and because they're gonna appear in this movie. If that show bombs, fine. At least the character's now in the MCU. We don't have to do a season 2, right? But if it's good, okay, let's make a season 2 after the movie release or whatever time period. I feel like it could have worked either way. Yeah, it could have. You know, so it's kind of interesting that they decided to change that. But yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah.
We'll see Moon Knight.
Yep. Okay, so I got 2 more pieces of news left for the Marvel side.
Sweet.
The next piece of news that I have is from months ago. I'm talking months ago, bro. This was back from when Kraven came out.
Oh.
But it's an interesting topic that I want to get your thoughts on, because I read it and I was like, this is getting me heated. I'm getting pissed reading it, this shit. And I was like, bro, I want to show this to Hector, bro.
What is it?
So I'm going to read what I got on my notes.
Okay.
It has to do with the Sony universe, the Spider-Man universe, that villain universe that's no longer existed right now, right? So, Sony Pictures CEO Tony Vinciquerra, I don't want to butcher the name, so I'm gonna just keep calling him Tony.
Yeah.
But okay, the CEO of Sony Pictures, right, had some comments to make on their most recent Spider-Man villain universe films.
Okay.
That is the topic. Okay. Fuck, bro. Just reading this shit pisses me off, bro. This is all coming from the CEO, okay?
The CEO, yeah.
He insists that Madam Web was not a bad movie, saying Madam Web underperformed in the theaters because the press just crucified it. It was not a bad film, and it did great on Netflix. That was his quote.
Actually, is that real?
That is real. You can look.
I refuse to believe that's real,
bro.
There's no way that guy is delusional. Bro.
He said, "Bro, the film. Look, the film did great on Netflix.
The movie was fire, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And he said that the only reason why it got bad reviews and why it bombed in the box office was because all the press and all the talks leading up to the movie's release, where they crucified it. They just kept talking shit about the movie. Of course, no one went to go see it.
Okay, listen. I don't agree with the term of saying, oh, this movie did well on Netflix, HBO, Hulu, whatever. Just because that specific movie or show had a lot of viewership does not mean it was good.
Exactly.
For example, the reason why Madam Web bombed was because, yeah, sure, it was a bad movie. It's a bad movie, man. I don't know, but like, if I saw him in person, I'd be like, yo, you're crazy, bro. It's a bad movie, man.
Yeah,
I don't know what the fuck is going on. That's why y'all losing hella money, bro. Anyway, it's a bad movie. And so reviewers and many people said, hey, yeah, this is a bad movie, guys. So what do people do? They say, oh, shit, I'm going to save my money. Mm-hmm. So they save their money. Majority of the time, I want to say maybe 1 out of 5 people, they have like a Netflix subscription. And they see Madam Web. Oh, look, it's that movie that I didn't go see because I heard of the reviews. Now that it's free, right? Let me go check it out.
And I can watch it in the comfort of my home.
Exactly. Let me go check it out.
And guess what? That counts as a view.
Exactly. And for whatever reason, like, he thinks, oh, wow, look, a lot of people are watching it, bro. That means it's fire. No, man. I promise you, maybe after they finish the movie, they were like, yeah, that was bad. Or maybe it's one of those things where they wanted to, I don't know, man. They wanted to make fun of it or some shit. I don't fucking know, bro.
You know what would be really cool, bro?
What?
If Netflix and other streaming services, they won't do it. But what would be really cool,
like dislikes,
if they
likes and dislikes.
Well, okay, so you know how like you have like the thumbs up, thumbs down shit.
Yeah,
that doesn't necessarily mean like do you like that's not your rating.
No, that's like the recommendation.
It's an algorithm that Netflix and streaming services use to recommend you more projects, more movies and stuff related to that.
Yeah.
But what they should do is like at the end of the movie, Like have you rated like
that would be cool
in like a mini survey, like on a scale of 1 to 5, how'd you like this movie or TV show? You know, would you recommend it to others 1 to 5? Blah blah blah. Yeah. And that way, that's when studios can see the reception.
They would never do that.
Number of viewers does not resemble that.
Yeah.
A survey of how many 1 through 5s it got from people watching it in the comfort of their homes would be a better indication.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of that.
I mean, that'd be cool if they had it, but they would never do it because their goal as a streaming service, their goal is to keep people on the platform.
Exactly.
And what you do is if you incorporate ratings, people are just be browsing through, look at the ratings, and not watch shit.
Exactly.
You know, and that's not what streaming service want.
But it'll also affect the deals that Netflix will have with movie studios wanting to get their movies onto their platform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It would never do it, but it'd be a really good concept. If that'll give movie studios a better indication of whether or not the movies are good or not, which is what this Tony CEO guy needs, bro.
He's delusional. Man. He's delusional. Yeah, Madam Web not only was a bad movie, it was a terrible movie.
Yes.
It's terrible.
Yes.
The characters, bro, the villain. Bro, I swear to God, I'm so happy that you guys thought the same way because I'm like, yo, am I going crazy? Is when the villain would talk... When the villain would talk, it seemed like it was dubbed.
Yes,
like he'd be like talking, his lips are moving, and he's like whispering, but it sounds like normal. Like it sounds like a normal voice,
or his lips barely move.
Yeah,
but he said a full ass sentence.
It's like, what the fuck is going on, man? And then and I hate the fact that it's so pathetic. How they changed him from the comics to have a Spider-Man suit to bring people in.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Oh man, it's just pathetic, man. I'm sorry, man, but that Tony, that's his name, Tony?
Yeah, Tony Vinciquetta.
Yeah, listen, man, you're tripping, man. You're delusional, man.
Yeah, and I would like to say that it stops
movie.
there.
He keeps going.
He keeps going.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so, along with him saying that Madam Web wasn't a bad movie, he also confirmed that they are rethinking the Spider-Man villain universe films going forward. The reason is because Kraven the Hunter is the worst launch of a movie since he became CEO in 2017.
Wow. Wow.
He doesn't think that they are bad movies and blames critics for, quote, crucifying them. And then his quote, he put out a quote in an interview. He said, quote, "If we put another one out, it's going to get destroyed no matter how good or bad it is."
Nah, bro, this dude, he's tripping, bro. He's actually tripping. The reason why every movie that we put out, bro, is trash is because they're fucking bad, bro.
Yeah.
They're poor.
Yes.
The only movie I could think of was like, oh shit, it's not that bad. It's okay. Was fucking Venom. That was the first Venom back in what, 2017?
Yes. It's 2018.
2018. That's the only thing I could think of. Everything else started going downhill for me. So it's like, dude, I don't know why he's thinking that. Like he's, like, I'm lost for words, bro. Like clearly, I'm like speechless, Hav.
Yeah.
Like, is he really that delusional? That doesn't make sense.
Hey, man.
That really does not make sense.
I don't agree with it at all either.
Absolutely not. Like he thinks that it's like a trend to hate on the new Sony movie, but it's not, man.
No,
if you really go back,
if that was really the case, bro, why the fuck are we giving Spider-Verse its flowers?
Yeah,
that's a Sony movie.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. What the fuck is going?
And motherfucker, you were definitely CEO when those two movies came out. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, why don't you talk about the success of that? You know,
bro.
But he just man. He's just picking and choosing, man. You know what? It was probably his idea,
and he's just petty about it.
Yeah. He's like, yo, like I'm new CEO, and like I'm gonna be real. I've always wanted to be a filmmaker. I have a cool idea. And the writers and everyone's like, what is it? What if we do this? And he presented the slate and the idea. And there's probably actual directors and writers, hey, honestly, man, this isn't that good, but we're just here for the bag. If we're gonna be completely honest, Hav,
yeah,
you're just there for the bag, bro. You do what you say. At the end of the day, if you're just a normal VFX editor or whatever the fuck, you don't have a lot of say, man. You have no leverage.
No, absolutely.
You do what you're told. So people are like, hey, man, I'm gonna be real. There's probably directors and writers or artists and costume designers or everybody that participates in creating a film. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of them that did not like the movie, but they're like, hey, whatever, man. Big Tony said this is his vision. He wants to do this, so I guess we're gonna do it. And now he's salty. That's like, man,
what the fuck?
I thought my slate was wrong. I always want to be a filmmaker, man. Come on, just give me a chance, please, bro. Nah, man, that's probably what happened, bro. It's like
probably, dude.
He's defending because like, man, this is my idea. Like, I'm not gonna say it was my idea. No, that's actually insane, man.
Yeah, man.
That's absolutely insane. Bro's delusional.
He's delusional, bro. He's stupid
delusional.
As fuck. All right, but that's basically it with the whole Spider-Man villain shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last talking point that I have for Marvel and Marvel news is it's a lot. I have a lot of news to cover with this one topic alone, and that is Avengers Doomsday. I have a lot of news regarding Avengers Doomsday.
Real, I have not seen anything.
I have quite a few things I have on here, and a lot of them are interesting because I want to get your thoughts on it. I'm going to just read it off my notes, but it's a lot.
Okay.
So first bullet point I have, news about Avengers Doomsday. First of all, is that it's set to start filming this month, March.
Oh, wow.
In England.
In England?
Yes. Now,
and is that slated to be released 2027?
6.
Oh wow.
Next year.
Oh
May.
shit.
May of next year. 2027 is Secret Wars. They're doing the Infinity War Endgame thing where they release a year apart.
Didn't we get the whole slate reveal in 2022?
Yes.
You know, do you remember when I remember that we said 2026, bro? Fuck.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
And now we're
close, and that was back, bro. And that was when it was Kang Dynasty, not even Doomsday.
Bro. And like now we're almost there.
Yeah, bro.
Like, isn't that crazy how time passes by?
Exactly.
That's scary, bro. Sooner or later, we're gonna be in our 30s, bro. 2035. No, what the fuck? And then soon we're there, like, oh shit, like.
We got back problems and shit.
No, that's actually crazy, dude. I remember talking about it. We're like so hyped and like, dude, 2026, that's so fucking far away. And we were 22 at the time. No, we old as my mind. That's crazy, bro. No. I don't like thinking about that, man. Yeah, it's actually crazy. Wow. Okay, so they're filming. You said this month.
They're slated to start filming this month.
Wow.
And the reason, go ahead.
No, I was just saying in England. Okay.
In England, right? Yeah. And the reason why that's a big deal is because based on our experience with Deadpool and Wolverine and they're filming, there's a chance, bro, that there's going to be paparazzi and shit looking for where they're filming. And they're going to start releasing photos from the set and shit. Yeah, and we're probably going to end up seeing shit that we might have not wanted to see.
Yeah.
Like we might get a glimpse of RDJ in the Doctor Doom suit. Or
like a set piece.
Exactly.
Like
oh shit, like that's whatever, right? Like you never know. So that's the reason why I bring it up is because, bro, if people find out where it's being filmed, we might see some shit, bro.
We might, dude. I would argue that this movie is like bigger than Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh no, absolutely.
And the fact that we had a lot of pictures leaked from Deadpool and Wolverine, that means that we're definitely gonna see some shit for this movie. And I'm just gonna hopefully I can avoid it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try, bro. But
you're doomed, bro. Pun intended. You're doomed.
My algorithm's fucked, bro. TikTok, I always be seeing shit. I'm like, bro, like, get the fuck out my face.
I'm glad my algorithm is.
I'm gonna start blocking people. Like, there's just no way.
My algorithm is mostly like video game stuff.
Yeah.
Not like Marvel leaks and
bro, and like set photos and shit. I'm like, bro, I need.
Hey man, you be interacting with them. That's why. It's because you like it, and so they feed you more of that shit.
That's true.
Amen.
I only like it because I'm like, I could talk about this in the pod,
I know,
but I don't expect to keep track. Fuck my shit up.
I know.
But yeah, man. So it's slated to start filming sometime this month. If not, they've probably already started filming, but I don't know. But it's set to start filming this month. Now, another big piece of news: Sebastian Stan, the actor who plays Bucky.
Oh, okay.
And Chris Hemsworth, the actor who plays Thor, were both spotted in the UK around this time.
Whoa.
Which begs the question, are they there to film Doomsday?
Probably, man. I mean, it kind of makes sense.
That can't be a coincidence, bro.
No.
I feel like
it's not I don't think it is a coincidence.
Bucky and Thor? Hey, man. I feel like
We're going to see a lot of people.
Dude, yeah, that's another thing too. Is I've always wondered like what the team will consist of. That may or may
Holy shit, man.
That may or may not be a bullet point I have later. Oh. That'll be fun.
We're gonna see a lot of people, and like all I know that Disney's pocket's gonna be hurting, man.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like, dang, we're gonna have to give 50 million to this person, 30 million to this person. Like, you know what I mean? Dude.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll have a lot of people, but they just won't have a lot of screen time. You know what I mean? Like maybe.
That's true. Kind of like Infinity War, how they had to fit all those people into it and stuff. Because I think Infinity War, I believe Iron Man only had like 20-something minutes of total screen time. And that movie is 2.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
But it's just because there's so many side plots and like different characters that they're focusing on. Like you can only do so much.
Yeah.
Another big piece of news is Benedict Cumberbatch, the actor who plays Doctor Strange, said that he was going to be in Doomsday. He confirmed that he was going to be in Avengers Doomsday.
He just confirmed it like that.
Like he said, like, yeah, I'm going to be in the next Avengers movie.
All right, it makes sense. Yeah.
However,
it's Doctor Doom.
For some reason,
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, as Doctor Strange. However, for some reason, later on, like a few days later, a week later, he actually took it back. He said, admitting that he made a mistake and that he was actually going to be in Secret Wars, the next one, not Doomsday.
Not Doomsday.
So he was like, yeah, I'm going to be in the next Avengers movie. And then when he realized that it was Doomsday and not Secret Wars, he took it back and said, you know what? Sorry, my mistake. I'm going to be in the next one.
Do you buy that, or do you think it was Marvel said, yo, bro?
That's what I had on my bullet points. I'm like, is he lying?
Yeah.
Because he could have just been like, bro, I
screwed up.
What the fuck? Like, because, with Multiverse of Madness, this motherfucker has access to the multiverse and shit. It would only make sense that he would be involved in Doomsday and Secret Wars in some way. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, man. I have a feeling he's lying. And I have a feeling the reason why he took it back was like what you said. Maybe Disney went on his ass like, bro, you weren't supposed to fucking say that. And I got to go fix this shit. What the fuck? But yeah, I don't buy it. I think
to be fair, like it's even if it was like an issue for Disney or Marvel, I just think it's kind of safe to assume that he's going to be in that movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was expecting him to be in that movie and in Secret Wars.
Yeah, me too. Both.
So the fact that he took that back is actually interesting. Mm-hmm. Unless he genuinely messed up.
Exactly. Unless it's true and he's only going to be in Secret Wars.
Unless That's interesting. And when did this happen, you said?
This was a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
It's not as old.
Damn, I didn't even see that, man.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, this one's interesting. Okay. This one is a little more, shall we say, concrete than Benedict Cumberbatch's comments about his about his portrayal. So recently, I believe on Netflix, we have a movie that came out called The Electric State that was directed by the Russo brothers.
Dude, I saw, and I sent you a post that like it bombed apparently for the critic side at least.
Yeah, it got bad reviews and shit. Now that is a new movie that came out on Netflix starring Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown, or Eleven from Stranger Things.
From Stranger Things.
Doing press for that movie, Chris Pratt was doing interviews and stuff. And there's actually a clip. You can actually look this up. This is facts. You can look this up on TikTok or X or something. There was a recent interview with Chris Pratt where an interviewer asked him about Doomsday. And the exact words, I believe the interviewer said, "Oh, fans really want to see you and collaborate with the Russo brothers." That's all she said. Chris Pratt made a face like, "Oh, yeah," like kind of being like kind of nonchalant about it. Mm-hmm. And while he was doing that, his publicist forcefully pushed him out of the way to avoid to answer the question.
Oh, damn.
Which pretty much kind of confirms.
All right, he's in that bitch.
Star-Lord's going to be in Doomsday.
Yeah.
There's no other way around it. And if you see the clip, it's very obvious why she's pushing him away. Like she didn't actually pushed him.
Yeah,
right?
but like very subtle.
Like moved him out of the way because she didn't want him to accidentally say some shit. And his answer was very like, "Oh yeah, I know, you never know," and he just kind of walked off. He didn't really even give an answer. And the publicist just kind of pushed him off to the side just to not answer the question, which pretty much, in my opinion, tells me, oh shit, Star-Lord is going to be in Doomsday. Mm-hmm. That's how I took it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think so too, man. I think it just makes sense. Like I don't know. Even though Secret Wars, that's where I planned. Oh shit, everybody's going.
That's where everyone
Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
Malice in the Palace.
Exactly.
But in Doomsday, I still expect like a lot of people too. You know, because it's going to be, because by then the multiverse, Doomsday and Fantastic Four will have their way in their multiverse. They're already going to be in that bitch by then. So that just makes sense that other heroes are going to pull up.
That's how I took it.
To try to defeat him, you know?
That's how I took it.
So yeah, I think I agree with that.
So I'm predicting, right, putting it on tape right here, that Star-Lord's going to be in the movie. And we already said that Doctor Strange possibly too.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay, next bit of news for Avengers Doomsday. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. This one's my least favorite news.
Okay.
And we're going to get into it, and you probably saw it, maybe. You probably have seen this news, and in a sense, the reason why I don't like it is because it ties back to the whole thing of Robert Downey Jr. being cast as Doctor Doom.
Okay.
It ties into that. This is the reason why I don't like this next piece of news. You probably already saw it, but apparently it was confirmed by like a publication that like is very buddy with Disney and Marvel. I think it was either Variety or Entertainment Weekly. One of those two reported that Avengers Doomsday would set to have the return of Haley Atwell, the actress who plays Peggy Carter, and Chris Evans, who we knew as Captain America.
Okay.
So apparently it's confirmed that they are both going to be returning for Avengers Doomsday. Now later on, and then later on, Chris Evans, I'm sorry, I had it written down. It was with Esquire. Esquire, or am I reading this wrong? Oh, no. So in an interview with Esquire, Chris Evans was asked with his association with Doomsday, to which he replied with, "Yeah, no, happily retired." That was his exact quote. Personally, I think he's lying. I think he's lying for a few reasons. Okay. One, Marvel has always been very secretive about their plans for the movies and shit, right? Yeah. And technically, these actors, if you guys follow me on X, right, at Numbered Lives 1, I even quote tweeted that post and said, I think Chris Evans is lying. These actors are often contractually obligated to not say anything about the movie regarding spoilers, right? Remember all those interviews? Daphne Keane, the actress who plays X-23, said how she wasn't going to be in Deadpool and Wolverine, and oh shit, there she is. Or how Chris Evans was like, oh no, I don't plan to come back to the MCU. Oh shit, he's Human Torch now. Again, I don't think he's telling the truth. I think he's lying, and I think we accidentally got a sneak peek onto something that we probably shouldn't have seen. But if it's true, if Chris Evans and Haley Atwell, Peggy Carter, okay, interesting. I'm gonna be real. I don't have that many thoughts. It's Chris Evans that I'm more like. Yeah, I have more thoughts.
That's fair. Yeah, but like, how would they bring him back?
I don't know.
Is he going to be Captain America from a different universe?
That's the thing. We don't know.
Like, interesting.
So here's my thoughts on the matter with Chris Evans coming back. When Robert Downey Jr. was cast as Doctor Doom, there was a bunch of fans that thought it was fire. A lot of fans who are like, man, this is just Marvel's lazy desperation way of getting the fans on their side. They think that just by showing us a beloved actor who is associated with a beloved character, like you said, right? Yeah. To come back into the MCU is like their way of trying to get us in their good graces again. Man, that's just desperate. But a lot of people, including myself, are like, well, we can kind of see that. Maybe not. Maybe they just felt that Robert Downey Jr. was the best pick to play Doctor Doom. Maybe that's what they were thinking. Now, Chris Evans is slated to come back, and the whole thing of Marvel bringing back beloved actors as an act of desperation is kind of glaring a little bigger now. Because now it's not only Robert Downey Jr., but you're bringing back Captain America, dude. Yeah. You're bringing him back too. Like, what's next? Scarlett Johansson? Black Widow's coming back somehow. Like, now you're backtracking, and I think it's making Marvel look bad in the sense that it's like, damn, bro, they're bringing back old actors again that are supposedly like not associated with the MCU anymore. And with Robert Downey Jr., it's like, I'll let the one pass, but like now Chris Evans too, bro. And everyone's making the joke of like, bro, Robert Downey Jr., Doctor Doom. Who's Chris Evans? Magneto?
No, I would crash out.
Bro.
I'd be like, all right, man. Now you're doing too much, man.
I would
like,
too.
Come on, man.
If he was, I don't think he would.
Like I don't want that to be a trend where like they reuse actors for new characters introduced in the universe.
I agree.
Like I don't want that to be a trend, bro. It's like, all right, man. Like let's not do that.
I agree. But yeah, bro, when I saw that, I was just kind of like, bro, what? So I don't know, because I know you have your issues, your comments with Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Now with this news that Chris Evans is denying, even though it's probably confirmed, it's probably real, that he's coming back for Doomsday. What do you think about that now?
I would feel. Well, I think if it is true, I think it's the same thing how I feel with RDJ.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like, all right, man, really, is it really necessary? It's like, no, it's just fan service and hype, and it's just trying to bring in the old fans that love the Infinity Saga and shit like that. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I just hope that's not the case. I hope he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
Just keep it as that, man.
Mm-hmm. Now here's the thing. I thought about it because I had a lot of time to think about it because this came out a while back. This particular set of news was like months ago.
Okay.
So I've had some time to think about it, and I'm like, fuck, bro. If Chris Evans does come back, like, come back as what? Like, I don't want to see him as Magneto, bro. Like, fuck that shit. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So I'm like, what would Chris Evans come back as? And I think I only have one thing that I can think of. And I want to get your thoughts on this. This is my, like, okay, so you know how in HRV you're like, put me in the writer's room.
Oh, yeah.
You know how you do that? This is my moment.
Okay.
And if it's trash sector, I trust you, bro. You'll tell me, bro. You a bitch. You'll probably just say this either way.
Yeah.
You're a bitch.
Just don't even say it, bro. Just don't even say it. I already know it's
You
trash.
already know it's trash. You're a bitch, bro. If I ever make it, bro, I'm not thanking you in my Oscar speech.
Hey, man, there was one time we recorded a Cape shit. He didn't let me say my piece. He said it was trash, man. So fuck you, man. That's funny. All right,
but here's what I think.
Okay.
I think what would be really cool. Let's say it's May 2026. Let's say we go see it's Doomsday's in theaters. We go watch it, right? And let's say Chris Evans is in the movie. I think what would be really cool, bro, is if we saw Chris Evans as Captain America. Obviously, not from our universe. If we're dealing with the multiverse, he's going to be from another universe. This is another Steve Rogers from another universe. His Captain America suit's probably different because he's from a universe where whatever, right? And I think it would be really cool if we saw him back as Captain America and like he runs into our Avengers, our 616 Avengers somehow. And they're like, what the fuck? It's Steve. And he'll be like, you know, the typical like, what the fuck? Like, Sam, like, why you look like me? What the fuck? You're Captain America too? Like, we both have shield. Like, the typical like, what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
And then when they run into each other, all of a sudden Doctor Doom busts in with like his robots. You know how he has like those robot minion things? And he'll just bust in and like they're all cornered and they can't escape or whatever. They're overpowered. I would want to see a scene where like Doctor Doom, Robert Downey Jr., Doctor Doom, kills Captain America. Because one, it shows, holy shit, we just saw Captain America get slaughtered. We've never seen him die. We saw him grow old in Endgame, but we've never seen him die. Also, it establishes
like, oh shit, this guy's serious.
That like, Doctor Doom is OP as shit when he killed a beloved character. Granted, that's not our Captain America, but he is Captain America in his own universe, and he probably is just as like beloved and fire and whatever in that universe as ours were to us. You know what I mean? So to see that would be like a way of being like, bro, Doctor Doom means business, bro. What the fuck? I would want to see something like that.
That'd be cool.
And then it's just like a small cameo. I've seen a lot of people on the internet say that he plays a Captain America from another universe who partners with Hydra, who partners with the enemy.
That'd be damn okay.
That one I was also like interesting. So
that is interesting.
But it would also add on to the whole thing of like he's coming back to play a villainous role, like just like RDJ.
Yeah,
you see what I mean? So even though it sounds cool, I'm like it still follows that trope with RDJ and how they brought him back to play a villain role. See that?
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. That's how I thought like it would have been cool to come down. But if I find out that Chris Evans comes back as Captain America from another universe and he's here to stay. I feel like that's backtracking.
No, that wouldn't work.
I feel like they just try to find they tried to write a story-based reason on how we can bring Chris Evans Captain America back.
Yeah. I
think they should just keep it to Sam Wilson.
Yeah.
Leading the new Avengers team and just keep it at that. I'm cool with him being Cap because he's great as Cap. Regardless of how I feel about Brave New World, he's a good Captain America, right? So I don't want to see that. If Chris Evans really is in it, bro, I'll take a cameo or something.
Yeah,
bro.
and like have him be like an expendable character.
Something, bro.
But yeah, if he's here to stay, no, that wouldn't make sense at all. No, that would not make sense. I would not like that at all.
I wouldn't either. But do you have any more thoughts on the matter regarding Chris Evans' return and shit?
No, other than what I said before, man. I just think that it's like another kind of fan service thing. They just want people to get hyped. And it's kind of lazy, but if it's a cameo, I mean, fine. If it goes down like the way you said, I think that's cool. It really sets the tone for Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I do not want him to actually stay and be like a big role in the movie. And
I agree.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that. But is that it for?
I have one last thing to say about Doomsday. So this one is relatively new. This is some shit that happened last weekend.
Oh wow!
Literally a week ago.
Oh shit!
And I promise I won't get into spoilers.
Okay.
I promise I won't say anything, but I do want to mention it because it's pretty big news.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so you probably know where I'm going with this. So this happened last weekend. Yeah. And a lot of people who are listening to this probably know what I'm talking about. A confirmed credited visual arts artist who has worked with Marvel Studios for years leaked on her website concept art for Avengers Doomsday.
Wow.
Her website, after the leak, has since been terminated. The leaks can be found mainly on X.
Yeah.
If you wanted to actually see the concept art, there's people sharing pictures of it everywhere on Twitter.
Dude, it got shut down? Well, bro, I'm going to be honest, man. Why would she do that?
I don't know if she
was it like with ill intent? Like, oh yeah, I'm going to just fuck it.
Well, here's the thing.
Or what the fuck,
It's not confirmed whether she actually leaked it or if it was hacked or something, bro.
But how was it on that person's website? It was a personal website, right? That shows like her art and
I think
stuff?
so.
Then how would it get on there? No, like that doesn't make sense. Because in order for that wouldn't make sense. Because if she was hacked, then that means that she had those photos in a queue or like privated or some bullshit, and like someone hacked it and like released them. But even then, like, why risk that? Like, why? Maybe she thought it was fine because it's concept art, right? Because that's never final. It's concept. That's what the name is. I've seen concept art that like from video games that were like not used before, you know? So maybe she thought it was one of those things, but either way though, like that's still, if she did it intentionally, come on, man, that's on you.
Yeah.
She's probably gonna get sued or some shit.
Or dude. Fired at least.
Or absolutely, bro. No, definitely. I think she's fired, man. Dude, if she got her website terminated, she definitely got let go. And that's just like that's just unfortunate, you know? But it's one of those things where if you knew, then it's kind of deserved.
Yeah, bro.
Because you shouldn't be doing that, man.
Yeah.
You should not be doing that. But if somehow she could prove that, like maybe you're right, if she was hacked or something, then okay. At that point, I feel like they shouldn't fire her. It's like, hey, it's something that was kind of out of her control. But yeah, in terms of if it was actually her, yeah, I'm sorry, but it's deserved. You should not be doing that, man. You know better.
Yep.
That's fucked.
Yeah, bro.
And that just ruined, I bet, a lot of people's like hype or some shit. Because what did they show a lot or did the concept art like show?
So the concept art, it just kind of shows like character designs and shit like that.
Did it show like a lot of characters, a lot of heroes?
Kinda, yeah.
Oh. Damn.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, I didn't put this in the notes, bro.
What?
It wasn't just concept art for Avengers Doomsday.
Okay.
Other projects as well.
No. Even like Secret Wars?
Not Secret Wars, but another project. It's not a spoiler, but...
Oh, yeah, what?
They released... It was also concept art for... And this was confirmed months ago, by the way. I don't know if you remember, but Marvel Studios confirmed that we'll be getting a Disney Plus series on Vision.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And how, like... they're gonna get James Spader to come back to voice Ultron in that series and shit. So concept art released for that new Vision series as well.
That's bad.
So it wasn't just Doomsday, bro. It was other shit as well.
And nobody know if she was actually the one that released it on purpose.
We know that the concept art belongs to her because she is a visual arts artist, and people who have like been through her website, a lot of people looked up her LinkedIn account, and like she's worked on numerous Marvel projects with them in the past. So she's credited. This is not just like fan art. It's not AI. People have confirmed that it's legit concept art for upcoming projects. And all that concept art, bro, can all be found on Twitter if you really were curious, bro.
And like, it's interesting to like, I'm just curious to see if she was hacked or she did it on purpose.
Okay.
Because if she worked on other projects and she never leaked those, and why the fuck would she leak something like this?
Exactly. That's exactly the thing. A part of me wants to say, was it a hack? Was it something that people got into her website and released?
Yeah.
Or was it like a Last of Us Part 2 situation where game developers had beef with Neil Druckmann and all them, and they were just like, out of retaliation, they leaked all those cutscenes and shit showing off how characters died and stuff like that. No spoilers, because I know season 2 of The Last of Us comes out next month.
And the fact that you read it is crazy.
Yeah, I did.
For The Last of Us.
Yeah, I did.
What was that? 2019?
Yes. I wouldn't have read it, but when I saw everyone unanimously agree that it was bad,
you're like, I just have to
I'm like,
it.
Okay, then something's actually wrong. It's one thing when you see people hate.
Yeah.
Like when a movie comes out, bro, the movie was fire. Like let me say, like as an example, Oppenheimer. Like Oppenheimer is a fantastic movie, but obviously you're gonna have people who are haters, bro. Oppenheimer is long as hell. It was boring.
I don't even
whatever.
know what's happening.
Exactly, like haters. You're always gonna have people who like shit and hate shit. It's just kind of the world, how the way the world is. It's equal balance, right? As Thanos said, it's all things equal as all things should be type shit, right? But when everyone is saying the exact same thing together, something's up. You see what I mean? So that's what prompted me to look up the spoilers. I'm like, if it's actually that bad, because it's not 50-50. Now it's like 100% of people online are saying The Last of Us 2 is going to be garbage because the leaks are fucked.
Yeah.
That's what prompted me to be like, oh my God, then it's got to be bad. And when I looked it up, I was like, I see what they're saying.
Damn.
And the leak was basically that one person's death.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I see why people are hating on it. And after playing the game, I'm like, yeah, why the fuck did they think that they would do this?
Dude, I was shocked, man. Because I avoided the leaks. I did not read it.
Yes.
So I played it blind. But I did know that you said, hey, man, it's not looking good.
Exactly.
That's all I knew.
But
anyway, going back to the concept artist, that's a big no, man.
Yeah, man. So it was some crazy shit, bro. It's all over the internet. I couldn't escape it.
Hopefully I don't see it.
Yeah, bro. Okay, so with the leak happening,
a
lot of fans obviously saw the concept art. Images got shared around. It's out there now. You see what I mean? It's out there forever. Now, when the leaks happened, when they came out to the internet, fans got divided into two different groups. Fans had two things to say about the concept art. One, fans speculate that this was a marketing move from Marvel Studios themselves to build hype for the film.
And maybe get feedback or some shit.
As it's been speculated that Marvel has done this in the past. So I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about. So I don't know if you remember, but back then there was a leak right before Deadpool and Wolverine came out where Marvel trademarked a bunch of different names for upcoming movies. And one of the trademark names was that they were going to name Deadpool and Wolverine. The original title was Deadpool and Friend.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you remember seeing something like that.
I don't remember seeing it, but I remember you telling me.
So the original title for Deadpool and Wolverine was going to be Deadpool and Friend. And for some reason, that somehow leaked into the internet. And fans fucking hated that name because they were like, how are you going to do Wolverine dirty like that? What the fuck?
Yeah.
So they obviously went back and changed the name to just Deadpool and Wolverine. And after the movie came out, both Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds went on the Jimmy Kimmel show. Jimmy Kimmel was not hosting. They co-hosted the show together, and then they interviewed each other, which is obviously funny because Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are funny together. Yeah. But Ryan Reynolds confirmed on the Jimmy Kimmel show, live on television, that the original title was supposed to be Deadpool and Friend, which confirmed that leak that happened all those months before the movie released.
Yeah.
And so people were saying, do you think Marvel purposely leaked the Deadpool and Friend title to see how fans would react? Because obviously fans reacted negatively.
Well, yeah.
And they went back and changed the name.
It's not good.
So people speculate that Marvel has done shit like this in the past to build hype.
Yeah.
Another example was when they announced Phase 5 and 6 of Secret Wars at Comic-Con. One day before Comic-Con, before they had their Hall H panel, they again trademarked names that they wanted to use for future projects. One of them was the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. So it was speculated, oh shit, Marvel Studios are going to make 2 Avengers movies called the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. And guess what? The next day, Comic-Con, Hall H panel, Avengers Kang Dynasty, Avengers Secret Wars get announced. So people are saying that this concept art leak was actually on purpose. And it was a marketing move from Marvel Studios. That's what one group of people are saying.
Okay.
Another group of people are saying, if the leaks are real, and if it was a real leak, like this was not meant to release at all, and if it was actually against Marvel's wishes per se, right? The concept art doesn't necessarily mean that it could happen in the film. It's concept art. It's not final. Because there have been numerous MCU films that have had concept art attached to it with events that never happened in the movie. So what they're basically saying is that
like what I said.
Yeah, there's been a lot of concept art that we've gotten in the past for past movies that were released after the movies came out, obviously, that never happened. And I have some pictures.
Oh shit!
So I get to have your live reaction. So a lot of people brought up, you know what, man, this is just concept art. It may not be final. Remember that time America Chavez was supposed to come out in No Way Home?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this concept art. It's my first time seeing it, but apparently there was an idea for America Chavez to make a cameo at the No Way Home with Toby and Andrew.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, remember when Grey Hulk was supposed to show up in the MCU? There's a Grey Hulk concept art. Right now I'm showing Hector concept art pictures, guys, that I found on the internet. Remember when in No Way Home, Ned was supposed to ride the glider?
It's literally Ned on the glider.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. This is real concept art, by the way. It's like, remember when Rocket and Thor were supposed to fight Jormungandr?
Oh shit.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of any of that.
And a lot of people are like, Jormungandr, what the fuck is that? So I actually did a Google search for people who don't know. Jormungandr is the Asgard serpent from Norse mythology. He's an evil serpent that is often depicted as a villain of Thor. And actually, we see this serpent make an appearance in the Norse mythology games of God of War. So 2018 and Ragnarok.
But based on that concept art, it looks fire. Yeah. That would have been cool.
A lot of people were like, or what about the time Deadpool was supposed to cameo in the ring, in the fighting arena shit in Shang-Chi?
No way. Yeah. That would have been cool.
Yeah, you see that? And it's like, or what about that time in Age of Ultron where all those Ultron bots formed together and made a big ass Ultron kaiju?
Dude, that would have been fire. That's fire right there.
This?
I really like
this. Is supposed to be from Age of Ultron, bro.
That would have been sick.
This was a concept art.
Yeah, that would have been sick as fuck.
So that's what other people are saying.
Yeah,
people are saying that even if the concept art was real, if it was a real leak, it may not be finalized.
That's true.
So that's basically
true. But there is that chance that it is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like there's always that chance. But at the end of the day, like what I said before, it's not certain because it's concept art.
Exactly.
Right? That's just they're trying to figure out what they're gonna do. And but yeah, those movies are actually pretty cool.
And now I have one last bullet point for Doomsday. This one's gonna be really quick, and then we'll move on to the DC Studios news. Hey man,
what?
Who do you think is gonna be in the team? I have a list of heroes that were introduced in Phase 4 and 5.
Okay.
And I want to go through them one by one, and I want to just kind of give our quick thoughts as to what we think they're going to be in the movie or not.
In Doomsday or Secret Wars?
I have it on Doomsday because I feel like Secret Wars will have everyone. Like,
Okay, that's
on
fair.
some endgame shit like the portal scene.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I feel like in Doomsday, like who are we going to see in this new Avengers team go up against Doctor Doom, right? The first two people I have on here are the two people that we know for sure are going to be in the team, and that is Captain America, Sam Wilson, and the new Falcon guy, his friend, the Falcon, from Brave New World, right? Those are the two people that we know confirmed. I guess the other person we can say is confirmed is four people, Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Because they're attached to Doctor Doom.
Yep.
Doctor Strange. Do you think Benedict made a mistake and accidentally revealed he's going to be in Doomsday? Or do you think he's telling the truth and he's not in Doomsday, he's in Secret Wars instead?
That one's tough, man.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say he is.
I'm on that boat too.
I want to say he is, man. Just because like we saw him in the multiverse of madness, right? He knows about shit like that.
Yep.
So it would make sense. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. This ties back to what I mentioned earlier, Bucky and Thor.
Yes. I mean, based on they were at what, the UK together? Come on.
Yeah, well, like not together. They're not together necessarily. They were separate, like they were in different parts of the UK, but they were still in the UK nonetheless. And oh shit, Doomsday is slated to start filming this month.
Yeah.
Coincidence? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that they were necessarily having lunch together.
Oh, I thought they were together.
No, there were pictures that they've seen that they've been spotted in the UK around this time. I think Bucky and Thor might be in this movie.
Yeah,
personally. Star-Lord?
Well, based on the story you gave me, yes.
I feel like he's going to be in it. See, this is going quick. Okay, now we're going to get into the good ones. Moon Knight.
Ooh. No.
I don't think so, bro.
I don't think Moon Knight.
I would love to.
That'd be cool.
But I think he's more of a Secret Wars appearance, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, Hulk. Smart Hulk. I think he has to be, bro. He's part of the Avengers OG team.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But like, what was he doing? Remember?
What do you mean?
Like, I wonder what he's doing. What he's been doing? Because remember, last time we saw him was in.
He showed up with Scar.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, if he joins, does that mean Scar's gonna be in there too?
Well, I also have on here She-Hulk. There's a chance maybe both of them or all three, even Scar.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I think Hulk and maybe even She-Hulk might even appear. Mark Ruffalo accidentally also not leaked, but also mentioned like, hey man, a little birdie told me that She-Hulk's not going to be her only appearance. She's going to appear in some other shit. So I have a feeling She-Hulk's going to be in Doomsday as well. Mm-hmm. Okay, Hawkeye.
Oh, Kate Bishop.
Oh, I didn't have Kate Bishop. I just had Hawkeye. Just Hawkeye himself. I feel like Kate Bishop and like all these other characters, are Young Avengers.
I was gonna say, do you think the Young Avengers? Do you think they're not going to be in Doomsday?
That's a good question. I don't even have that on here. Do you think they would? Do you think they would fit?
I think that they're more of a Secret Wars situation. Like, oh, like we might as well. Like, we gotta help. We're all in this bitch, right? But in terms of Doomsday, I feel like
they're too
more
underpowered.
for the big dogs.
Exactly. I feel like they're too underpowered.
Yeah,
my opinion. But what do you think about Hawkeye?
Hawkeye, I mean, if he's part, I think so, because he's part of the OG Avengers.
That's what I was thinking too.
So I think so, yeah.
Okay, obviously, rest in peace. Black Widow's not with us. Yelena, though?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Really?
I think no, because she's already in her own team.
Thunderbolts.
The Thunderbolts. And I feel like she's probably going to have like, no, this is my fan. This is my team. We've been through thick and thin. Like, you know what I mean?
So one could also say that Infinity War was called Avengers. And then the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? You're right. Okay, so then that's the other question. Thunderbolts. Do you think the entire crew?
So that would include
obviously Bucky's in there.
Bucky, U.S. Agent, Red Guardian, Ghost,
yeah, and
Taskmaster, and maybe even Sentry.
Maybe that'd be crazy. They'd have to, bro, Brody. Well, we got to see how they do it. Like, we got to see. Maybe he's a more tamed
version.
Yeah, maybe he's a more tamed version. But if they make him like Superman, come on, bro. It'd be dumb not to have him on there.
Yeah. You think the Thunderbolts will be in it then?
Not at first, no, but because you brought up the point, like, hey, well, Avengers, right? Guardians of the Galaxy pulled up. Why not? Then Probably, man. But I'm kind of leaning still towards no. I feel like okay, now we're just adding too many people.
I feel like I was thinking the same way too.
Them is a Secret Wars situation.
Yeah. Would you say the same about Adam Warlock?
Dude, I forgot about that motherfucker. I forgot about him
because he made an appearance in Phase 5 or 4
in Guardians 3. Mm-hmm. That's a good question. Well, can he be in Doomsday? Or in Secret, obviously Secret Wars, you already know he might be. That's a good question, man. I'm trying to remember what happened to him. Like, what did he do? Like,
he's part of the new Guardians of the Galaxy team with Rocket and Groot.
Yeah. And can we expect them?
Yeah, I see them too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of characters.
A lot of characters, man. I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I don't think we will see Adam Warlock.
The Guardians or any of the Guardians, like
any of the Guardians,
like Rocket, question. Groot, the Mohawk dude. I forgot his name with the arrow. See what I mean?
That is a good
Cosmo.
question.
Probably not Cosmo. The dog.
Probably not Cosmo. No, but we're gonna have a quick intermission. All right, guys, we are back. Sorry about that. The Cape Shit headquarters was getting a little bit noisy, but anyway, we're back.
Yeah. So we left off just kind of naming off the heroes that we think are going to make appearances in Doomsday. I left off with what do you think about Shang-Chi?
Dude, we haven't seen him in like forever. I'm gonna be honest, nah, bro.
Right?
I don't think we're gonna see. I'm gonna be real. What the fuck happened to bro? Like,
well,
where'd he go?
He's getting a sequel.
Oh yeah,
but the director who directed the first Shang-Chi movie is now doing Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland.
Okay.
So unless they get a different director, or if they want the same guy, they gotta wait till Spider-Man 4 is done.
Yeah. Okay. That makes. But yeah, will we see him in Doomsday?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Okay, what about Black Panther? Shuri.
Oof. Doomsday. I don't know. I don't know for that one. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
What about Ant-Man?
Yeah, I think we're gonna see him.
I think we're gonna see him too. It's just something tells me we're gonna see him. Probably just because it's Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel. Kamala Khan.
That is a good question. Will we see Captain Marvel and Kamala Khan in Doomsday?
Yeah, I feel like Miss Marvel, yes, only because like she's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna be going up against Doomsday, I feel like that would catch her attention to be like, what the fuck's going on?
You said Miss Marvel?
Captain Marvel.
Oh, Captain Marvel. Yeah, that makes sense. Miss Marvel, probably not. Captain Marvel, I could definitely see. Mm-hmm. And then then you said Shuri, Black Panther. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I don't think so.
And then the last two people I have is Deadpool and Wolverine.
Nah, man.
You don't think
We're
so?
not gonna see him.
I think Secret Wars would be fine.
Secret Wars, I think we might see them. Yeah, but in Doomsday, nah. I don't think we're gonna see him in Doomsday. But yeah.
But that's pretty much it, man. That is all the news that we have from Marvel.
For Marvel.
Yes.
Hell yeah,
so now
man.
we are going to transition to all the news regarding DC Studios.
Fuck yeah.
All right. So first bullet point I have on here is I don't know if you saw this recently, but James Gunn posted a picture on his Instagram with Zack Snyder.
Oh yes, I did.
You saw that?
I did see that.
And did you see what came after that?
No.
So him posting a picture with Zack Snyder caused many fans to speculate on whether or not Snyder will come and work on a project for DC Studios. James Gunn later confirmed he posted the picture to mess with fans. Bro baited and trolled an entire fan base.
That's funny as fuck.
He just posted it because like I'm just with the bestie.
I mean, dude, that's true, bro. Because a lot of people hate on him, man. A lot of people are hating on James Gunn, and there's a lot of people that love the Snyderverse and Snyder's work, and it's like I'm personally not in that boat where like Snyderverse, restore the Snyderverse. No, I'm good, man. I'm good off of that. I'm excited for James Gunn, man. I trust him, man. I fuck with all the shit that he's put out so far. So anyway, that's funny. That's funny.
He got my ass. I was like, whoa.
Oh yeah, he did.
Bro, fuck.
I'm gonna be real. I just saw I just took it as like, oh, cool. He just
We're just chilling.
Yeah, I didn't think about, oh shit, what if he's working with him or some shit. I didn't think about that.
Damn, I should have been smarter than that.
He got your ass.
Fuck.
You actually thought so?
I was like, maybe they're in talks of something.
Oh.
Who knows? Maybe.
Where did he admit to, like, hey man, I was just fucking with y'all?
I think it was well, he did an interview.
Oh, okay.
And that's where most of this news is from. Like it was him and Peter Safran did an interview with, I forget what publication, but they released a bunch of news and stuff like that.
I gotcha.
But it was there. It was at that same interview that James Gunn said that he's already been in talks with some game developing studios to make more DC games. Two of those studios is Rocksteady, who we know from Suicide Squad and the Arkham games, the Batman Arkham, and NetherRealm Studios.
Oh,
my studio that makes the Mortal Kombat games.
Yeah,
and Injustice.
Oh shit.
So this prompted me to think, if he's in talks with NetherRealm, does that mean we're getting an Injustice 3?
That'd be cool.
It would be cool, especially because NetherRealm's last two games were both Mortal Kombat games. And typically, bro, with their releases, they tend to alternate between the two IPs. They do a Mortal Kombat game as their first game release, and then they switch it up to Mortal Kombat first, and then Injustice, and then back to Mortal Kombat, and they alternate between the two. Yeah. In a sense, it's nice because Mortal Kombat is bloody, it's rated M, and it's like you're just killing people, like fatalities, right? Injustice is a different tone because it's superheroes. Now you can't do fatalities, but they have super moves, and plus you're playing as fucking Superman, Batman, all this shit, right? So I'm excited to see Injustice 3. Now, as for Rocksteady, a lot of people are saying that it might be that long ago canceled Batman Beyond game. The futuristic Batman game, the one that was supposed to focus on like the Batman Beyond character, where like Bruce Wayne was supposed to be like the old dude, like the old Batman that trains the young one.
Yeah.
And apparently that game was in works right after Arkham Knight came out, and it got scrapped. It got canceled. It just got shelved. So a lot of people are saying, is there a chance that because Suicide Squad flopped as hard as it did, that they would go back to that game that got shelved? Now that James Gunn is in talks with them wanting to make more games and shit. Or do you think he's going to have Rocksteady make games that's DC Studios canon?
I think so, man.
You think it's that?
I think James Gunn chose like two specific game studios, or one Rocksteady, because they did Suicide Squad and they did the other Batman games, to like try to make a more open world type of adventure game. So like, okay, cool, you have that locked down, you have that type of genre. Then there is the other genre of gaming, which is having a big roster and you fighting people. And that's NetherRealm with the whole Mortal Kombat and the Injustice games. So I think what he's trying to have best of both worlds in the type of gaming, right? Where we see the story driven, more open world exploration type of game from Rocksteady, and then we have the cool like fighting games with a big roster from NetherRealm. I think that's what like his vision is, like, oh, I want those types of games, and I'm gonna choose studios that they know what they're doing. They've done that before. You know what I mean? Yes. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Even with Suicide Squad, I mean, a lot of people hate Suicide Squad, man. I didn't. I think we both said how that it was 5, like it was a mediocre game. But I think we enjoyed it a bit more than other people, because people were saying like this is like a terrible game. Yeah. And shit. I don't think it's a terrible game. I think it was fun.
It can be fun.
Yeah, it can be fun,
especially with friends.
It ran great in my opinion. Like it felt nice. Like it felt smooth and shit. I really did like the characters and some of the dialogue and stuff. And I don't know if this is on your notes, but that they finally ended support for the game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they ended support of the game, and they released a... they finally just ended it by... They didn't end the story with like a cinematic cutscene or whatever. It was legit, like... 2D animation type shit.
I heard.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Which confirmed that the Justice League were clones. And that the real ones were still alive.
Exactly.
We called it.
Which we said that before.
We knew that they weren't going to die, bro. In the Rocksteady universe, you think Batman was going to go out like a punk, bro?
That's what I'm saying. And like, and that's something I try to get to Mario. Remember Mario's like, no, man, like I hate it because of that, because how they did Batman. But the reason why... Well, I can't really speak for you, Hop, but the reason why I didn't really hate it as much, because I already was thinking, this is not the real Batman.
Yeah, me too. I was in the same boat.
Okay, so that's why I didn't really like. What the fuck, bro? Like, how are you gonna do Batman? How are you gonna do Superman like that, bro? Like, I wasn't super heavy on that shit because I already knew, man. Come on, man. This is not gonna be real, bro. Like, this is gonna be some. I thought there was gonna be like different universe or some shit. But okay, yeah, it was finally revealed that it was cloned, and Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. They have finally ended support on it. They will no longer be making expansions and shit like that. And I think the last character I saw they had was fucking Deathstroke.
Yeah.
They had a Deathstroke in the game.
Yeah.
And then was a Joker, and then
it was a female Mr. Freeze character.
Yeah, and I think that was
Freeze.
And I think that was it.
Yeah.
At least from what I know of.
Yeah, that I know of, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice to get some video game news from the DC
finally.
side. You know what I mean?
Finally, man.
Okay, and then circling back to the interview that James Gunn and Peter Safran did, DC Studios, this is crazy, bro. This shit, I was literally like, whoa. I don't know if you saw this, but DC Studios has set the goal to release 7 projects a year.
Whoa, I did not see this, however.
And when I saw that, I was like, bro, is this going to feel like Phase 4 MCU all over again?
Well, here's the thing. He said 7 projects, right? That could mean, like...
I have the projects.
Oh, shit, never mind.
Specifically.
Well, okay, let me guess. Not exactly what it is, but, like, I'm thinking 7 projects as in, like, video games and movies and shows.
So... You're right about 2 of those. It's movies and shows, not games.
Damn.
Well, then again, games take longer to make.
Well, that's true. But I'm... damn. That's a lot, man.
It is, bro.
Fuck.
All right, you ready for this?
That's a lot. And it's confirmed. He confirmed it?
He confirmed
no
this.
shot.
This is from the man himself,
He's a
bro.
madman, bro.
So, he said that DC Studios are set to release 7 projects a year.
Starting when?
Starting
2026?
Probably this year or next year.
No,
probably next year.
Probably next year. No shot you could do 7
No,
this year.
no, I don't think so. Okay, but ready? This is the projects. Ready?
Fuck. Okay.
2 live action movies.
Okay.
Theatrically released.
Let me guess.
Oh, I don't know the movies.
Oh.
No, sorry.
Oh, I thought that's why I was like, he's a madman.
No,
He just
no.
Listed all the shit
He's just saying
okay.
the what they're aiming for to release a year. So they're aiming for 2 live action films.
2 live action films, okay.
1 animated film that'll release theatrically.
Animated film,
which we know the first one that we're gonna get is Dynamic Duo.
Yeah. Oh, that one's actually animated.
It's animated, and it's gonna be theatrically released.
I had no idea.
That's the one where we see. I think they said Dick Grayson and Jason Todd, like being like friends and shit. Like we see them growing up or whatever. So that's the first animated movie we're gonna get. Probably gonna come out next year.
And that wait, hold on. Then that in here. Oh, never mind. No, I'm tweaking. Never mind. Forget about.
Oh, okay. So so I don't know if you want to count. Ready? So 2 live action films.
2 live action films.
1 animated film. 2 live action shows.
Okay.
2 animated shows.
2 animated shows. Okay. So if it's starting next year, I'm gonna. These are my guesses.
Okay.
I'm gonna for movies. I'm gonna say Supergirl.
Okay. Yeah, they did start. They started filming on that.
They started filming on that, so it could be next year.
Okay.
Supergirl.
Okay.
Live action movie. Maybe The Authority?
Good guess. Yeah, could be.
And then you said it was 1 animated movie?
Yes. It's got to be that one.
Dynamic Duo.
Yeah.
It's going to be that one.
Now, 2 live action shows.
2 live action shows.
One
Lanterns.
I was going to say that just started filming.
Yeah.
Did you see the set photo?
I did not.
The official photo?
I have not.
They're not in their Green Lantern suits. It's just literally a picture of the actors playing Hal and John. Bro, it looks fire, bro.
I did not see the photos. So Lanterns for live action show. And then season 2 of Peacemaker?
No.
Fuck. Is that this
for
year?
sure? That is this year.
Fuck.
That's actually another bullet point. Is that Peacemaker season 2 is set to release this August?
Oh fuck.
On HBO Max. Okay,
never mind. Okay. So Lanterns, and then what's another live action show? A live action show?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then you said
2 animated shows.
2 animated shows.
I actually have those shows here.
Oh, you do?
If you have not seen any DC studio news in the past couple weeks, bro, you'll never guess it.
Okay, so it shows me lanterns, and then I'm just maybe gonna guess. It can't be Booster Gold because he said that was gonna be a movie, right? Clayface as a show.
True.
Maybe that's my guess. And then the 2 animated shows.
Yeah.
Season 2 of Creature Commandos, maybe, and then the other one, I don't know, bro. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know, man.
Oh,
because remember, he only shared like
a part
of that
first chapter.
Yeah, of the chapter, right? He's calling it a chapter. So
we'll have to wait and see, bro.
Fuck. Okay.
We'll have to wait and see. Okay, the next bullet point I have on here. This one. Oh my God! Praise the Lord. Ready? James Gunn confirms that Matt Reeves' The Batman will remain a separate universe.
Yes! Thank fucking God,
dude. That's exactly what I said.
And it's scary because, like, he was thinking about it, man. He was thinking about, yo, I'm gonna just take this. But I might take him.
Yeah, that's true. But he also talked with Matt Reeves and said, "What do you think?" And he was like, "Nah, man, keep my shit separate." They talked about it. At least he had the decency of talking about it.
And at least you respected it, man.
Exactly.
Like, I'm like, thank you, James Gunn. Like, thank God you respected it, man. Because just leave that, please. Just leave that on its own, man. I need my trilogy, and it's so fucking dumb that we saw it. It came out in 2022, and we're almost in 2026, man.
Yeah.
And we're barely gonna get the second movie.
Yeah. It's
That's
been a while.
fucking insane.
I know, bro.
I do not like that shit.
So I have on here that James Gunn confirms that Matt Reeves' The Batman will remain a separate universe.
An Elseworld.
And will not be the DCU's Batman.
Thank God, man.
A script for The Batman Part 2 has still not been turned in.
Oh man. Fuck.
It has not been turned in yet, bro. Even though filming is set to start later this year, which prompts the question. Will it get delayed again?
I hope not, man. It was supposed to come out this year, bro.
This year. So now a lot of people are like, hey, man. Look, ready? A lot of people are saying, hey, man. 2027 release?
No, man. That's too far, bro. I want my trilogy, man.
I know.
I did see that someone asked Robert Pattinson about it.
Oh yeah, he was doing marketing for Mickey 17.
Yeah, and Robert Pattinson was like, "Man, I hope so. Like, I'm getting old.
Yeah,
I hope we start filming. Like, I don't want to be an old ass Batman. Like, what the fuck?" So it's like, I'm getting old, man. I hope we start filming. So that's kind of funny that he said that.
Yeah,
because it's true, man. Aware. Like, yeah, absolutely, bro. Like, I want that trilogy, man. I just want the trilogy, bro. Like, if Batman Part 2 came out this year, we could expect Part 3 to come out like 2028.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? But if this movie gets pushed to like 2027, nah, bro. Part 3 is gonna be in the 30s, bro.
Yeah, bro. And especially because as much as I've given his flowers, his credit to Matt Reeves as a filmmaker, I don't think I've ever seen man get writer's block.
Yeah.
This is the first time that he's actually struggling to finish a script.
And do you think that's what that is? Do you think it's a writer's block? Do you think he's struggling?
Well, dude, I mean, it's been so long. He said he had most of the script finished. He's just trying to find a good ending for it. But dude, he said that when he was doing the marketing for the Penguin.
Oh fuck!
And look where we're at now, bro. From then to now.
That is.
So I'm like,
crazy.
bro, do you have writer's block or what's going on, bro? Like, I've never seen this from you. From Cloverfield to the Planet of the Apes trilogy, like, bro, I have not seen.
I think he knows, like, he has a lot riding on this, man.
You think that's what he's? I think nervous about.
I think maybe, man, because the first movie did really well, you know. But we'll touch more on that in a bit, guys. All right, guys, we are back. Sorry about that. The headquarters is getting a little bit rousy, man. What the hell? What's going on, man? It's like Gotham City.
It's Friday night, man. People be going crazy.
For real, Gotham City in this bitch. But anyway, we were at the Batman topic.
Yeah. Which we wrapped up talking about that. So I'm just gonna move on to the next bullet point here, and this next bullet point I have it titled, "We have an update."
Okay.
On the Brave and the Bold.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if you saw this, but James Gunn confirmed that a writer has been hired, and the script is being worked on right now. for Brave and the Bold. James Gunn is working closely with the writer.
Oh, wow.
Gunn says he will not reveal the name of the writer just yet because he does not want the fans to put a lot of pressure on them in writing the script.
Oh, wow.
Which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people were quick to speculate that him not revealing the name, that there are rumors going around that saying that the writer of the film is actually James Gunn himself.
What? That's how that's what people think? It's
yeah.
Like, oh, shit.
It's like,
him.
why wouldn't he say the name? Like, is he just going to hit us with the, it was me all along type shit? That's not confirmed, but people are saying.
What do you think?
If James Gunn writes Batman, dude, I just hope it's comic book accurate. But then again, I can't base it off of anything just yet. I have to see Superman. If he understands Superman and he understands that tone is everything, then he has to know Batman has to have that.
But do you believe in that theory? Do you think it could be him, or do you think it actually? The way I took it, the way you told me, was that it probably might not. It probably might be a writer that's not like well known or some shit. That's
another thing too.
That's how I took it, because we know that James Gunn doesn't necessarily care about the shit you've done. Like, he cares about from what and now what you could provide, and if he sees the potential in you.
That's true.
Right? So I'm thinking, okay, what if it could be that? And that's why he doesn't want to reveal it, because what if people are going to come out, oh, it's going to be ass, bro. This guy
has worked on nothing yet.
Yeah, we don't know shit about this guy. Or like, oh, he wrote this movie this many years ago and it was trash, bro. And the movie is already going to get a bad image. That's how I took it.
That could be true too.
Yeah.
I have to. It's just, it's one of those things, bro. We gotta trust him. We just gotta trust he hired the right person for it.
I'm gonna be so mad, Hav, that like after all like this time we've been hyping it up, excited
for his universe,
theorizing, like giving him his props, like having faith, all for it to not hit.
If Superman doesn't, bro, it would all be for nothing.
And like I'm gonna be like super upset, man. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way, man. Really? After all this time, man, I had the faith on you, man. I had faith in you, bro.
Yeah, dude.
There's no way. But hopefully it delivers.
It delivers, bro. It's confirmed that the Brave and the Bold story will follow Batman and his son Damian Wayne as Batman, which obviously begs the question: Dick Grayson, Nightwing, Jason Todd, Red Hood, Tim Drake, Robin. Are they already established in this universe?
Well, clearly Jason Todd is.
Well, with Dynamic Duo, you mean? With Dick Grayson? Well, then again, that's true. But then again, I don't know if that's Elseworlds or not. I know it's DC Studios, but I don't know.
I took it as like it was the main DCU.
I don't know.
Because when they announced it, or when he announced it, wouldn't it have said Elseworlds? Remember, they're going to start using that tag?
Yes, but it won't necessarily say Elseworlds in the title.
Oh, I gotcha.
He just has to declare what's what. But it'll say DC Studios because it's coming from DC Studios.
Oh, damn. You're right. Then what do you think Dynamic Duo is the canon shit, or do you think no?
I don't know, bro.
Or do you,
I don't. I mean, if they're going to have if they're going to have Dick Grayson and Jason Todd pal around at the same age together and like growing up together and shit like that, I wonder how they're going to come across Batman. Unless this movie plays as the prequel to their story.
That's also true.
That's the thing, is that we don't know. I mean, the only thing we know is that it follows Dick Grayson and Jason Todd as petty thieves that work together. They're like in their teenage years. And that's it. And then it's animated. It comes out next year. But we don't know anything about plot details. So we don't know if it's going to be MCU, DCU canon or not.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We don't know.
Elseworld.
Or Elseworlds.
Fuck. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And the last thing I have is that Andy Muschietti, who we know is the director of It Chapter 2, and The Flash, James Gunn confirmed that Andy Muschietti will be the first one to see the script when it's done, but he's not involved in the making of the film. And also, there has been no further confirmation on whether or not he will still direct the film. So people are asking, is there going to be a possible director change?
Oh, wow.
Because he said, Andy Muschietti will be the first one to see the script once it's done, once it's finito. But him being the director, he's not playing a part in the creative process for the story. And he's the director. So a lot of people and it's also been a long ass time since we've heard him talk about Batman publicly, Brave and the Bold, and even James Gunn. So there's people saying, are they going to change directors? Is it going to be somebody else? Is he out? I'm not sure.
That is interesting.
After the Flash, bro, I'm kind of like, now I'm iffy on him taking on Brave and the Bold. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Because of like how the Flash was going downhill.
Yeah.
I've never seen the Flash, but I take your word for it because usually.
What do you mean?
Are you talking about the Flash show?
Movie.
Oh, the movie.
The movie, bro.
Oh, fuck. I'm thinking of the show.
Oh, no. The CW?
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about the movie, bro.
Okay.
I'm talking about Michael Keaton, Batman, Supergirl.
See, I thought the movie was okay, but I didn't think it was good.
Right.
In my opinion.
But you see, okay, now you said the Flash is okay.
Yeah.
Do you want that for the DCU Batman?
Fuck no, man.
See what I mean? That's where I'm at, bro.
Yeah. But but what if it's one of those things where like he could have done more, but it's just the fact that Warner Bros at the time was like, make this happen. We need this. And you know how sometimes directors don't have full creative control and like they're just forced to do what they got to do.
Yeah.
What if it's that situation? What if James Gunn sees the potential in him? Is like, all right, bro, you know what? I'm gonna give you full creative control. Do what you got to do. So
that's true. I mean, Flash was under Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Not James Gunn.
Exactly.
So maybe, who knows? Yeah, maybe Brave and the Bold might be in a different direction because he'll give him the creative control to do. Yeah, no, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I didn't make that connection, but you are right.
Yeah.
That could work like that too.
That's what I'm thinking of. Mm-hmm. It goes again. This just goes back to, hey, we got to trust James Gunn.
Bro, we have no choice, bro. Until Superman comes out, so we can dictate.
Yeah, because right now we're just like we're giving excuses and shit. Like, yo, hey, we just got to trust James Gunn.
Yeah,
he
bro.
said it, man. Fuck it. You know, that's just funny as fuck.
I know, bro, but we have no other fucking choice, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's all the news that we have for Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
The next piece of news that I have, you probably saw this, is that a Clayface movie has been greenlit.
Oh, yes.
So Clayface, we're getting a Clayface movie. Some information about the Clayface movie. So first off, Clayface.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Then why the fuck did I say Clayface show? I'm dumb.
I didn't want to spoil anything.
Man, you a bitch.
I know. Sorry.
Fuck. Yeah, you're right. I forgot.
But I didn't want to spoil about what I got going on right here in my notes.
Yeah.
So here's more info that we got about the Clayface movie, right? So Clayface, first off, is a villain commonly associated with Batman. He is a clay-like. He has a clay-like body able to transform into anyone or anything.
Yeah.
So that's who Clayface is. He's basically the liquid metal bad guy from Terminator 2. Fire movie, by the way. It is confirmed. This is crazy to me, bro.
Okay. And it's confirmed?
It's confirmed by James Gunn, bro.
Okay.
This shit DCU canon.
Whoa.
Yeah, bro. This is not Elseworlds. This is DCU canon, bro. James Gunn said Clayface simply wouldn't fit in the grounded world of Matt Reeves' The Batman Epic Crime Saga.
Yeah, absolutely not.
So it's going to be DCU canon.
Holy shit. That's interesting.
It's interesting, yeah. James Gunn described it to be a body horror thriller movie. So body horror would be like The Substance.
Yeah, I know what
type
you mean.
of deal. You see what I mean?
That's cool.
It will be rated R.
Oh, shit.
Dude, okay. Interesting. And already has a set release date for September 11th, 2026.
Whoa.
We're getting it next year, bro.
Holy shit. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to come out way later. Like maybe 27 maybe.
Yeah. So it's expected to come out September of next year.
Wow, okay.
We have Mike Flanagan set to write the script. He's written for other movies like the horror movie Oculus.
I don't think I've seen that one. What is it?
That's a movie about an evil of an evil.
Sounds familiar.
We've seen it.
Did we?
We were kids, bro. We went to go see it in theaters. We went to go see it with our aunt. It was a movie revolving a mirror.
Oh,
you remember that movie? It's a while back. That was like 2010.
Dude, that's a while. Dude, you know what? I think because of that movie, I was afraid of mirrors for a bit, bro.
What the movie that did it for me was Mirror.
That one was spooky too. Mirrors, yeah.
He also wrote movies like Hush and also Stephen King's Dr. Sleep.
I actually saw Hush back in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it came out.
He wrote the script for that movie.
Interesting. Well, I'm gonna be real. At the time when I saw it, I thought it was like a typical like kind of slasher. Like it wasn't that amazing. I wasn't super hooked on it.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna be real, but it's been this was so long ago. This is back in 2016. But yeah, we'll be back. All right, guys, we are back. Sorry about that once again, man. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, Hush, man. I saw it back in 2016. I was 16, so I can't. I was telling how I don't have the new lens that I have now, right? So I can't really. I got to rewatch it again. But from at the time when I saw it, I just thought it was all right. Because it's one of those movies have you seen it? No, you haven't, right?
No.
It's kind of like the whole Purge situation where everything happens in a house.
Oh, okay.
And like there's no that's it. It's about this woman that lives in a house like in the woods, and now there's a weird masked killer like criminal outside just stalking her. And like she's trying to like survive inside and like keep everything shut while he's trying to get in, type of thing.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. That's the premise.
I got you.
Anyway, so we did that movie.
And And the last thing I have is that James Gunn and Peter Safran are in talks with James Watkins to direct the Clayface movie.
Oh, wow.
He's directed movies like The Woman in Black movie, which came out like back in the early 2010s.
Oh, The Woman in Black.
Yeah, and he also directed Speak No Evil, which is one James McAvoy movie that came out last year. The one with like the creepy family that invites that other family to their house and shit.
Speak No Evil. That sounds familiar.
Yeah. We saw a trailer.
Yeah. The dude from Split or some shit.
Yeah, him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so he directed that movie. He also directed The Woman in Black, which came out way back when. I remember seeing that movie with her cousin, bro.
The Woman in Black?
Yeah.
It's called The Woman in Black?
Yeah, it's the one that it was like one of the first roles Daniel Radcliffe did after Harry Potter ended.
The Woman in Black. 2012.
Yes, sir.
This one right here?
Yep. With Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm putting in my watch list and shit. On Letterboxd.
Before Clayface comes out.
No, I'm just like I realize that I like on my Letterboxd that you could add like watch lists and shit.
Yeah.
And sometimes I hear about movies and stuff and I'm like, wait, what was that movie again? And I just forget. It's like, bro, why don't I use the feature on my fucking Letterboxd, man? That way I don't forget and shit. And like check out the movies that I missed last year or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean?
Makes sense.
Because there's a bunch that we haven't seen.
Yes.
That I want to check out. Mm-hmm. So I gotta start doing that, man.
I got you.
Follow my Letterboxd, man. It's at Seeing6. I don't think they do the ats, but it's Seeing6, my username. What's your username, Hob?
I forget, actually.
Oh, you don't know?
I don't know.
Anyway, follow us there, yo. If you want to see our,
I'm not even signed in.
Oh, you're not even signed in? Oh, shit. Okay, it's fine.
I'll plug it later if I have time. But that's all the news about Clayface. Another thing that James Gunn and Peter Safran confirmed is that a Teen Titans movie is in development.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah. So Teen Titans is in development.
Animated?
It's a film. I'm not sure if it's animated. I think it's live action.
Ooh.
I think. But I don't know. Let me see. Maybe it's in my notes because I made these notes a while back.
Yeah.
Gunn confirmed that the script is being written by Anna. I'm going to mispronounce this last name. Anna Nogueira. And she's the one that's writing the script for Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. So she's also doing the Teen Titans movie.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this is just a rumor, but people are saying that because of its popularity, that the lineup for the Teen Titans will be the same as the animated series from Cartoon Network.
That'd be fire.
Which would be Robin, Starfire, Beast Boy, Cyborg, and Raven.
Yeah, that'd be fire. But the thing is, if it's animated or live action, like, I hope it's animated just because, and I know James Gunn said he wants to bring animated to live action. It's just, how the fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think they got to ease into it, man. I feel like it has to be animated first. And then they could pull off a live action. Because if they just do a live action, like, right off rip, I think people are going to start hating because be like, yo, man, the OG animated Teen Titans is way better than this. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I feel like they should ease into the animation, you know, especially if they're going to introduce like different characters or like different voice actors and whatever. Anyway, what's the next one?
The next piece of news that I have is that James Gunn and Peter Safran confirmed 4 new animated TV shows that are all in the works.
Whoa.
At DC Studios, set to release on HBO Max. 3 of these animated shows are Elseworlds. The other is DCU canon.
Oh.
Which do you want to hear first?
Let's do the Elseworlds. Why not?
So the 3 Elseworlds shows that we got confirmed is an animated series for Starfire. So Starfire is getting her own show.
Okay.
A show that will serve as an origin story of the character.
And it's an Elseworld.
It's Elseworlds.
All right. Cool.
The next animated TV show that we're getting that's Elseworlds is called My Adventures with Green Lantern.
Oh, dude, I saw that. I'm like, holy shit. They're going to do the My Adventures with Superman, the Adult Swim one. Mm-hmm. It's like similar to that. And I'm assuming it's going to be this like similar animation style.
I think so. So it says that it's going to follow high schooler Jessica Cruz, who has her life upended when a Green Lantern power ring falls from the sky.
Oh, wow. Because I haven't seen the My Adventures with Superman.
I haven't either.
But I heard it's good.
I heard it's good. It's good. I heard.
So that's pretty cool. And I'm pretty sure they're tied together.
Probably. If it has the same title like that, they can cross over.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
then cool. And then the next animated TV show that's Elseworld is called Superpowers.
Superpowers?
Yes. Follows new students Lightning, The Flash, Plastic Man.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Aqua Girl, Green Lantern, and Terra learning at a school kind of like Sky High.
Yeah. What the fuck? Well, okay.
And ready? It's being headed by Principal Martian Manhunter.
Oh, man. Well, let me ask you this, Hop.
Okay.
Because although this is cool, it seems interesting. Do you think that it's a good idea to start like announcing these and working on those when it's better to focus on the main DCU? Or what do you think?
That's a good question. I guess for me, in a way they kind of have to put out content for other people. I mean, these sound like mature shows, like at least the My Adventures with Green Lantern maybe. The other shows could possibly be like targeted for like kids or something. Family friendly type of shit. Mm-hmm. I have a feeling that they want to push out content that like has to appeal to anybody and everyone. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Not necessarily something that just has to set up the next thing.
The thing is that we know that Disney and Marvel, they just got more capital than Warner, right? Even though Warner, they have a lot of money, right? And James Gunn wants to release 7 projects a year. That's a lot of resources. And my thing is, well, do you really want to spend resources on making these Elseworlds when your DCU hasn't even started yet? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you should maybe put those resources to the main shit that you want to do, and maybe kind of not do 7 projects, but maybe limit it to a little bit lower. Because I'm worried that they're going to make the same mistake at what Marvel Studios did. And the more projects that they release in a year, you saw a quality drop. And that is what I'm trying to avoid with the whole DCU. And I think maybe not Kevin Feige, but like the CEO of Disney or some shit recognized that, hey, we released a lot of MCU projects.
Oh, Bob Iger.
Yeah, and that led to a quality drop. So we are no longer doing that. Now we're actually going to focus on making it good and release a few projects a year. Even he recognized that.
Yes.
So how is it that James Gunn, how is he going to pull that off? 7 projects a year? That's very ambitious. Yeah. And considering that the studio, I mean, the company or whatever that he's under doesn't have that much capital as Disney, and even Disney recognized the issues with that.
Yeah. So
it's just, I don't know, man. What the hell? Like, I'm worried. I'm kind of worried about it.
Yeah, man.
And the fact that he's now announcing like Elseworld stuff, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. It seems cool. It seems interesting. And like you said, it could be for other people. Absolutely. But it's like, you want to do that and like 7 projects. No, I'm assuming that's included or some shit. I don't know. In the 7 projects.
Yes, it is.
Okay, then it's like, well, okay, now that I think about it, maybe it won't be as taxing, maybe, because those maybe don't require that much resources.
Probably not.
You know? But still, I don't know. I'm just worried. I just don't want the quality drop, man. I just don't want him to feel pressured like he needs to try to catch up to the MCU or like whatever the fuck. And
that's what I took it as. I thought he was just trying to catch up. I'm like, bro, it's like, nah, too much, bro. 7 projects a fucking year.
Yeah,
that's how I took it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That makes sense. But if those 3 shows, the Elseworlds, is included in the 7, I could kind of see it because maybe they might not require a lot of resources. But still, it's like, why waste resources when you could actually put that into making like the show's hit, right? I don't know. We'll see. But so far, it's cool.
Yeah. Those are the 3 animated shows that he confirmed, but those are Elseworlds. Yeah. Now we have one more animated show that's confirmed. That's DCU canon, and that is an animated Blue Beetle show.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Blue Beetle will be getting an animated show. Go ahead.
And is that going to be the Blue Beetle
from the movie?
Oh, so he did confirm that, huh?
Yes.
He's taking Blue Beetle.
Yes. So it will serve as a continuation of the character's story.
Okay, so he's canon, boy. Okay.
Yeah, it's
not bad,
It's
man.
being referred to as like Blue Beetle 1.5.
Okay.
It's not quite Blue Beetle 2. It's 1.5.
Yeah.
So it's canon to the events of the first movie. Cholo Maridueña will reprise the role as the voice of Blue Beetle.
That's cool, man.
And the director of the film, Angel Manuel Soto, will serve as an executive producer.
Oh, wow. That's cool, man. Because, like, even though Blue Beetle did have its flaws,
yeah, I
still liked it.
No, yeah, I thought it was good.
I still liked it, and I'm kind of glad that James Gunn just basically took him and be like, yo, you're part of the new DCU. And it makes sense because it wasn't as weird. It didn't have a bunch of cameos from whatever the fuck that he had a retcon and shit.
Yeah.
So it just makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, that's
so
cool.
Blue Beetle animated show. Those are the 4 animated shows that we got confirmed.
Did he give a release date?
No.
Okay.
No. Just confirmed shows that are coming in the next.
I feel like it's gonna be next year. Man.
Yeah, that's how I took it too.
7 projects a year. It's probably gonna be next year.
That's what I'm thinking. The next piece of news that I have on here is, I don't know if you saw, but Crypto, the super dog, will be getting 4 short films.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
So they are described to be seasonally themed shorts. So they're going to be themed with the season that it comes out in. 4 shorts in total. And it's the same Crypto as we see in the Superman movie.
That's cool. Is it going to be live action?
Oh, that I don't know. That I don't know. I know they're short films.
Yeah.
It's season themed. So like one will be, if it's winter, it's probably Christmas themed or some shit, right?
Short film. So maybe 30 minutes?
Probably.
45?
Maybe even less, bro.
Maybe even less. Oh, wow.
Maybe. Yeah. Either they're shorts or short.
I wonder
films.
if it's going to be live action or animated. I feel like they could do a lot if it's animated.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's kind of where my mind went at. But I don't know. That was not confirmed.
Yeah, okay.
It was just saying that Crypto was going to get his own shorts.
I think it might be animated. I think that's maybe the better route.
Yeah, bro. Okay, so we covered a lot with DC.
Yeah.
We covered James Gunn is talking to video game studios to make video games. He out here talking about putting out 7 projects a year. Peacemaker Season 2 coming out this year. We have update on the Batman. We have update on Brave and the Bold. We have updates in movies that were not even part of the Chapter 1 slate, right? Gods and Monsters. We have a greenlit Clayface movie. We have a Teen Titans movie in development. We have animated TV shows that we didn't even know were coming out. So all this begs the question, well, what happened to the other DC projects that James Gunn confirmed in that slate video? Well, we have updates on those.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we actually have updates from Peter Safran and James Gunn themselves on projects like Waller,
yeah,
Booster Gold, The Authority,
Paradise Lost,
and Swamp Thing. They didn't say anything about Paradise Lost yet.
Damn. Okay.
But they did give us updates on these other 4 projects.
Okay. Sweet.
So the following DC projects have had problems in their development, unfortunately.
Whoa.
Waller, which was supposed to be the TV show focusing on Amanda Waller.
That comes before Peacemaker Season 2, right?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
And it's focused on Amanda Waller teaming up with the crew that Peacemaker teams up with, like that crew of people. They were supposed to team up together to, like, I don't know, stop some evil or some shit, right? The only reason why that show has not come off the ground just yet is because they still haven't cracked the scripts yet. Simple as that. And you know how James Gunn is big on, like, the script needs to be finished and good for us to greenlit shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The next update he gave us was on Booster Gold. Booster Gold was close to securing a showrunner, which is basically the person in charge of the show, right? But the showrunner lost interest in the project. Too much time passed, and he was just like, you know what, bro, I'm not interested anymore. I'll pass, thanks.
Damn, that sucks.
As for The Authority, the script had a hard time coming along.
It's just what?
Had a hard time coming
That's
along.
it? That's all the update?
Yeah, that's all they said about it.
Damn. Okay.
And as for Swamp Thing, the project has James Mangold attached to the project. So he's the one who directed Logan, Ford versus Ferrari, and that new Timothy Chalamet movie, the Bob Dylan biopic, A Complete Unknown.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So he directed those movies. The project has him attached to the film, Swamp Thing. The focus on the project has taken a hiatus while DC Studios focuses on other projects. So those are the updates that we got on some of the projects that he announced in Chapter 1 that just haven't seen the light of day yet.
Huh.
Which, if you think about it, it's interesting because like he's out here greenlighting Teen Titans and Clayface, and even I was like, bro,
yeah,
I'm surprised we haven't gotten an update on The Authority. I'm surprised we haven't gotten an update on Booster Gold.
And it makes you wonder, like, did James Gunn maybe bit off more than he can chew?
It's starting to look like it.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking.
And
it's
now,
like, you know what? Maybe hold on, guys. Maybe I announced too much shit.
And not only that, but now add that with the whole 7 projects a year thing.
Yeah, man.
Bro's reaching.
That's a lot, man.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. And look at all the problems he's having with these other projects.
And like,
he didn't even say anything about Paradise Lost.
Wait a second? Now that gets me thinking, because another news, I guess, related to superhero is a Wonder Woman game got canceled.
Yep.
And that is because Warner Bros. Has shut down
Monolith
Studios, and I think Warner Bros. Games, WB Games San Diego, Player First Games, and that's part of a broader reconstructing and cost-cutting initiative.
Whoa.
That's why they did it. Now, could it be that they did that because to fund this shit?
You know what? That's starting to make sense now.
Because before, people were like upset, like, yo, because Monolith Games did some really popular games that people liked a lot. They did, I think I could look it up real quick.
Were there any games that I've heard of?
I think so.
Yeah, because I mean the name doesn't ring Monolith Studios, but I mean I'm sure the games I've heard of. I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to see if I can find They did the Fear games.
Whoa, the original Fear games?
Yeah, they did the original Fear games.
Fuck.
They did Xenoblade Chronicles. They did...
Okay, the Xenoblades, okay.
They did Condemned, the Condemned games. They did Aliens vs. Predator 2.
Okay.
They did a Tron 2.0. Oh my, they did, wow, this is crazy. They did Gotham City Imposters. Remember that game?
Oh, that fucking game, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
They did Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor games.
Yeah.
Those games.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, they did those games, which were really popular. I think it was just that one. Yeah, Shadow of War. No, it was the 2 games.
Damn, so they've made quite a few games.
Shadow of Mordor, and then Shadow of War, and then they did the Fear games. But most importantly, they're most known for those games, the Shadow games, the Middle Earth games, excuse me, and then the Fear games. And a lot of people were upset. They're like, "Yo, what the fuck, bro? Like those games are cool, whatever."
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
But yeah, it's because they shut down a bunch of shit because to cut costs, and people were upset, and I was kind of like, "Dang, bro, that sucks," you know. And then now that we're talking about this, it makes me think like, wait, are they doing that to try to fund this? Because what I think, bro, is that Warner Bros. They see this as a gold mine. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. They saw the success with the MCU and they tried to replicate it, and unfortunately, the plan that they had failed, and they fucked up. Now that they have James Gunn on board, that worked on extremely successful projects from the MCU, and they said, "Holy shit!" And this guy did Peacemaker. Peacemaker did amazing as well, and then Creature Commandos was well received. I think that Warner Bros. Are like, holy shit, you know what? This is a gold mine here. We see potential in James Gunn. And that's why they gave him full creative control. And they're like, you know what, man? We're going to have to trust this man. He's put out fire shit. This is a gold mine. We could be up there with fucking Disney and the MCU. This is our bread and butter alongside, you know, the most obvious Harry Potter and shit. We got to fund this, man. But we got to cut some costs, man. What are you going to do? Fuck it. Let's cut this shit. Let's cut those 3 game studios that they shut down.
That makes sense.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's not confirmed, but that's just what I'm piecing together.
Mm-hmm. But you also have to remember that Warner Brothers were bought out by Discovery, and now there are new higher ups.
You're right.
Calling the charges that are different from last time.
Yeah, excuse me. What I mean by Warner Brothers and shit, I'm talking about like the middle, like the
higher ups.
Yeah, the higher ups.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. You're right. Discovery did buy them out.
But what I'm saying is not to say that maybe they have the same goals or not.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Because, I don't know, man. That's interesting.
Yeah, man.
But it makes sense. You know what I mean? Now, I have another bullet point that kind of ties into those projects being put on hold, right? I just put, why the delay?
And the biggest thing, too, was, was the Wonder Woman game was canceled. Mm-hmm. And people were, surprised and shit, but obviously you and I that were in tune with the superhero shit and James Gunn, it kind of makes sense. Because that wasn't approved by James Gunn. No. And, why release it if it's not even done? Mm-hmm. And people are going to get confused. Oh, wait, is this part of James Gunn's DCU? You know, remember? Because James Gunn said everything that's going to be released, it's either going to be Elseworld or DCU canon. And I think people are just going to ask questions and be confused. So I think that's why they just canceled it. Maybe James Gunn had a different, plan. Maybe a different plan for Wonder Woman as a game or something. I don't know. But people are just assuming, maybe that's... Well, people were, confused. But I'm just assuming maybe that's why.
Makes sense.
You know? Anyway. So you said you had something that related to that?
Yeah, I mean, I just put this is just kind of my thoughts on the matter, right? So I just put why the delays? Why are there delays on these projects? And well, James Gunn had this to say about the matter. Quote, "We are writer driven. We are not going to green light or put anything into production until we are happy with the script. It is hard enough making a good movie with a good script. It's impossible to make a movie with a script that you're writing on the run." End quote. And I put, Marvel Studios tend to do the opposite, that they will hire one or multiple writers to pen a script and hire directors who are available to take on their projects. Could this be why the quality of MCU projects have been lowered? Is what James Gunn and Safran doing benefiting them in the long run?
That's true. That's very true, man. And honestly, what James Gunn said, that's bars. I agree with it. That's fire. I like that. I love that mentality, and I love that he said it's impossible to make a great script on the. What do you say? On the run.
On the run.
It's true. And your point as well. I agree with it. It's true. Marvel Studios is not like that. They greenlight shit first, and then they find writers and shit. Hey guys, get this shit done. Before this time. Mm-hmm. And we've seen that before with previous MCU projects.
And do you feel like because those projects tend to get rushed, that's the reason why the story is so basic? When you take them, I'm not saying the show's bad, right? But when you take stories like Miss Marvel and She-Hulk, do you think that these stories are rushed or only are written with a story and a generic ass villain and all this bullshit because they're on time crunch?
Yeah.
You think so?
I think so, man.
That's kind of how I take it.
And another thing too that people don't really talk about, this is me, my opinion of how I see it, is also with passion. I think people don't really talk about that. I think that when you are hired to do something and you're forced to write something in a specific time or whatever, you lose passion. You lose that drive, and it tends and it doesn't make you actually really try, if that makes sense.
That's true.
Versus with James Gunn, I think what he's doing is he's trying to find the passionate people and that actually want to do it and stuff. For example, that showrunner that kind of abandoned Booster Gold. If it was probably Disney or Marvel, and you know how they love contracts, they probably would have still forced the motherfucker to do it. Versus here, when James Gunn, he said, "Hey, cool. If you're not interested anymore, that's perfectly fine. We'll find someone else." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's another component you really have to incorporate, because when you're passionate about something, man, you're gonna love what you do and actually try to make it the best thing you've ever put out, right?
And we already saw with the projects that are being worked on, like for example Clayface, like they're already in talks with people who want to do the project.
Exactly.
These are people who actually have passion for it, and not just hiring someone who just who just is looking for a job.
Yeah.
I know this is completely off topic, but like I think back to Taika Waititi, the guy that made Thor: Love and Thunder and Ragnarok. You know, because he did an interview. This was way back when. He said that he had never read a Thor comic in his life, and that at the time he was struggling with money, and so he only took the job for Thor: Ragnarok to direct it and write it because it was a nice paycheck.
Yeah.
But that he never really had interest in making a Thor movie, and he never read any of the comics. And that's why Ragnarok and Love and Thunder are our least favorite Thor movies, because it was handled by someone who didn't have passion.
That's true.
For the project. I don't know if you saw that, the interview.
I did not.
I saw the quote from him,
not,
and it pissed me off, bro.
That's fucked.
I'm just like, bro, no wonder Love and Thunder and Ragnarok.
Yeah, I'll still say, man, I think Thor: Love and Thunder is still the worst MCU movie.
Yeah, unfortunately, bro. Unfortunately. But like that kind of ties back. That kind of ties with this.
Yeah.
Like motherfucker never read a Thor comic, bro.
And that's why
And that's not to say you have to read a Thor comic. Like at least read some comics, get to know how the character is, draw inspiration, something like that.
Yeah.
But for him to like just take the project for the money, I would not have done that.
And I think what helps a lot with James Gunn's case is not only is he a director and writer, but he's also really passionate about the heroes and comic books and stuff. So I think because of that, he has a better judgment on like to find certain maybe actors or writers and directors are like, you know what, I see potential in you. I see myself in you, and I could definitely see you working on this project.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think, but that's one thing many people don't really talk about, you know, and I just want to point that out there. It's like that is a factor there, man. And so in the long run, I do think this would help them because unlike Marvel, they don't apply that formula. So that leads to certain MCU projects to be a hit or a miss.
I tend to see the way that Marvel Studios be putting out movies and shows, bro, especially Phase 4 during that era.
Yeah.
I kind of see it as somewhat of an assembly line. Like they're just taking the project, passing it to the next person, just kind of like going it down the line until it eventually gets released. And it's like they didn't actually take the time to actually like craft it and construct it. That's kind of how I see it.
No, yeah, and that's what creates either a hit or a miss. You know, there's no consistency. That's why whenever you and I, even many other MCU fans, whenever a new project gets released, sometimes we're not hyped. We're just like, we'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Versus in James Gunn's situation, what he's doing, I do think it'll help him in the long run because that will create consistency.
Right.
And what happens with consistency, that means you will get consistent supporters, and it'll just go up from there. It'll be like a rocket, you know. So I do hope that there is that consistency. I do hope that every project that DC Studios puts out, instead of feeling like, oh, it might be mid or we'll see, it'll be like, oh shit, I'm hyped. I'm
exactly
hyped. Right.
Yeah, I think one thing that's helping James Gunn, that's helping him out, is he'll never admit it in public. He'll never publicly admit this, but I think he's low key observing where the MCU is going, and he's learning from those mistakes.
Absolutely.
And he's like, we cannot do that.
Yep.
I don't know. This was never confirmed, bro.
Yeah.
At least I've never seen any confirmed reports, but there were a lot of people who are accusing Marvel Studios of using AI to like help write the stories and like write the outlines for certain stories and shit. And that's why a lot of these Disney Plus shows and stuff tend to have generic villains with generic motives and shit. Yeah. Like the bitch from the Marvels. A lot of people say that this is a use of Marvel using AI to write an outline of a story, and then they just kind of fill in the blanks.
Yeah,
along the way. I don't know if that's confirmed. That's something that people have thrown out. I always took it as like, this is just like major hate energy. But once you start to kind of look at the projects and see the routine that each of them go, it's like, damn, is it possible?
You can see it.
And is that why they're able to, quote unquote, assembly line these projects if they're relying on AI to write fucking scripts and shit? and overviews of stories. Whereas James Gunn and Peter Safran want real people writing scripts, and if there's no script ready, then we cannot move forward.
Absolutely.
We're not going to be like rushing to find someone to work on this project because it's supposed to come out next year type shit.
And like we're praising James Gunn and Peter Safran and everything like that, but we also gotta give respect to Discovery, man, for allowing that to happen.
Exactly.
Because if it wasn't for Discovery, I don't think it would happen. I think Warner Bros. Would just be like, all right, bro, this is what you need to do. You don't have no creative control type shit.
Yeah.
Get this done ASAP. We need it by this year, this date, or whatever. Versus Discovery is like, you know what, man? We're kind of sitting on a gold mine here. Literally. Let him cook.
Yes.
Let's see what he could do. Because there's a potential that this bitch could skyrocket, man, and we're going to be up there. Just like the MCU and Disney.
Yeah.
So let's see what he could do. And I think there's just a lot riding, man. There's a lot of pressure. I think James Gunn can feel it, you know, because there's some times where he's on threads, mostly on threads. He's most active on threads, where he's debunking rumors. He's giving out like his opinion and stuff. And most people don't do that. Like not even Kevin Feige does that. Like, so if there's a lot of hate going on and shit on the MCU, nothing is like shut down or nothing is clarified to the public. It's just whatever. Let them say whatever the fuck they want. Versus James Gunn is like, this is completely false. Like, where are you hearing this type of shit?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell's going on?
That's fire.
That's fire. But definitely it's because I think that he could also feel the pressure. It's like, you know what, man? Like, man, fuck that. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to say it. I'm like, yo, no, this is completely untrue. You know what I mean? And it's true, man. I kind of, if I was in his position, man, I'd be nervous, man. I'd be like, yo, that's a lot of pressure, man. I have full creative control. I mean, what I say kind of goes. I got to trust my gut. I've put people in the Superman movie that don't really have big roles. So it's really risky, right? Usually at Disney and shit, they would bring out already well-known actors.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Versus James Gunn is like, hey, you know, I'll give you a shot. I like what I see. Let's do it. So it's definitely a lot is riding on him, man. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
But
okay, so we have reached the end.
Oh, that's it?
I'm at the last bullet point.
Okay.
So out of all the DC Studios news that we just covered today, the last thing that I have on here is that James Gunn confirms that he and Peter Safran have a 6-year plan that includes a culmination at the end resembling Avengers Endgame.
Ooh.
So out of everything that he confirmed and everything that they have going on, they have a 6-year plan that'll lead up to some sort of team up shit.
And that'll be end of the chapter or some shit.
End of the chapter, maybe this version saga or something like that.
Yeah.
But he did say that they have a 6-year plan, which is interesting because I took it as like, oh, a 6-year plan set in stone. But yet here's all these projects with delays. And he's out here greenlighting projects that were not even part of that slate video that we got in January 2023.
Yeah.
I think it was, right? 23 or 24.
23, I think.
Okay. Yeah, it's like...
Wait. Yeah, it had to be 23, bro.
So I'm just
been 2
like...
years now.
So it's like, damn, for 6-year culmination, like I'm surprised your plan includes these projects that you didn't even have planned in. You know what I mean? So I'm interested to see like what other projects he has.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And honestly, I kind of was expecting that it was going to be that way because I'm going to be real. That is the main thing that the MCU has that keeps people hyped is that even you and I, right? Like we don't want shit to be like for nothing. We don't want it to be for nothing. We want it to lead to something.
Right.
Everybody wants that. And that's what brings in like the majority of like the fan base.
Right.
You know? So they're incorporating that same formula, which makes sense. Let's be real. We want all these different eventually we want all of these different heroes to come together and like fight the big evil and shit. That's like we all want to see that. So I was already kind of expecting that. Now my question is, I guess, who do you think the big bad is going to be?
A part of me wants to say it has to be Darkseid.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like the obvious one because I can't think of another big villain that would require
or Brainiac.
Everyone to pull. Ooh, that's another one.
I feel like Brainiac, man. I feel like knowing James Gunn, Darkseid already has been done. Let's switch it up.
That also, okay, ready? That, but also, I think, do you think James Gunn might be self-aware that they're like, nah, man, if we do Darkseid, I'm gonna have all my fans compare him to Thanos, and they're gonna say,
yeah. That's true.
Let's pick someone else that's not like the Thanos.
And then Darkseid could come later.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I still want to see his version of Darkseid.
No, absolutely.
You know,
but
maybe it's just too soon.
I will admit you're onto something. We have not seen a live action Brainiac done justice the way that like if we were to see a Brainiac the way that he was done in like the Suicide Squad game to that scale against
that's
this,
just wild.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. That could happen, bro.
Bro,
that'd be fire.
That would be an interesting big bad thing to lead up. And for example, I remembered James Gunn when he made that Slate video, he said that the Lantern show was going to lead up to something bigger.
Yeah.
Well, if they're dealing with space, bro, do you think they might come across Brainiac?
That's what I'm saying.
Or maybe the Sinestro Corps.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if in terms of big bag, I think I would want to see that, and I think maybe it could go to that direction, man.
Yeah.
That'd be fire. Mm-hmm. And then Darkseid could come later, you know, fuck it. Because I really still want to see Darkseid, man.
Yeah. I'd be down to see Darkseid too.
Yeah.
But I think now I'm leaning more towards Brainiac because Darkseid we got in the Snyder cut of Justice League movie. Mm-hmm. Even though he didn't get a lot of screen time, we still somewhat saw him in the movie, right? But I think Brainiac has a lot of potential.
Absolutely.
He could definitely that's definitely an interesting thread.
But for sure, Darkseid, because I do think that Darkseid was not given. They didn't give him justice in the Snyder.
No.
Like that was it. It's like, come on, man. We needed to see more.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but because it's already happened, you know, and like what you said, he might be self-aware. Oh, they're gonna compare him with Thanos and shit like that, man. Fuck that. I think Brainiac, man.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think that could be fucking sick. Mm-hmm. Because even in the Suicide Squad game, like that shit is wild, bro. It's real. It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
So imagine that in a live action.
Yeah.
You know, I remember the first set photos of Superman Legacy within, you know, back then when it was Superman Legacy, and they showed the first picture of David Cornsweat like sitting, and then they on the outside you see like this weird pink green shit.
Yeah.
People were speculating, oh shit, is that Brainiac?
That's what I was thinking.
That's what I was thinking too. But then people were like, oh, it could be like Sleuth or whatever the fuck. I was thinking, oh shit, is that Brainiac? I just want to say this real quick. I think it's funny because there's some memes.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say.
I'm like, yo, bro, world's ending outside, and Brody's having a fit check, or like, bro's just like tying up his shoes, like while millions are dying outside.
Yeah, bro,
that's funny. That's
it is.
After that, at the beginning, I was like, yo, this picture's hard as fuck.
Right.
But then when I think about that, I'm like, oh, that is kind of funny. I can't unsee it anymore. Every time I see that picture, that's my mind. Is like, oh my god. Shit's happening outside and Brody's just chilling, like
putting on his shoes.
Here we go again. Like
he hears the screams of peril outside.
Yeah, like that 10 seconds of him putting in the boot, like 10 million people died. 10 million people died. He's like, what the fuck?
I know, bro.
That's funny as fuck.
But here's a question. Here's something that I want to ask you.
Yeah.
If they really do want to do this 6-year plan, this culmination, right?
Yeah.
And let's say that they are going to face off Brainiac, like just to say, right?
Yeah.
Okay, from this point right now, where we're at right now, 2025, 6 years from now, would you want to see, I'm telling you right now, I do. Would you want to see an official Justice League team?
Yeah. Hell yeah. And just name it Justice League. Yeah.
Right.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
Because as of right now, there are no plans to introduce Flash, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. Jason Momoa just recently got cast as Lobo for Supergirl,
which is we call that in the fucking
Slate video.
Yeah,
we did call that. And I think we even said in Aquaman. We even said in the Aquaman.
That's what
review.
I'm saying. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, the Aquaman review.
So like
HRV Pod.
So obviously he's not coming back as Aquaman. He's going to be Lobo now. But like we have no confirmations on them.
Yeah.
So my only worry is like I don't want to have a 6-year culmination, bro, and like have us go up against the big bad, and there's no Justice League.
That's facts, bro.
You know, okay, we have Superman coming out in July.
That's true.
Brave and the Bold is in the works. The writer who shall not be named, I guess, is writing on the script and shit. But nothing on Wonder Woman. We have Paradise Lost, the show, but that was considered a prequel of Wonder Woman. Like it was supposed to take place during the Mascara times before Wonder Woman was even a thing, before she was born, I think. or some shit. We have nothing confirmations on the Flash because right now Flash is kind of in a bad taste right now because of the movie and also like the whole thing where like what the fuck's deal with Ezra Miller? He's going to be the Flash again, whatever. They might switch him up. Do you think they're going to do the thing where it's like, well, the CW, the movie, like everyone's done Barry Allen. Let's switch it up. Wally West. Like, do you think they might do that thing like the swap thing? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I want to see an established Justice League team before.
No, I agree. I agree, and have a Justice League type of movie. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, man. He's announcing a lot of shit, but not the main shit.
Exactly, exactly, I mean? Bro. We have not seen anything, dude. Like okay, now here's the question, because we already have a Justice League movie. Yeah, you know, the Snyder one. Mm-hmm. My question is, would you want to see the same characters in this one, or do you want to see new characters?
Like fictional characters, or you mean like actors?
Like the fictional characters. Because for sure we're gonna get. There's 4 people that I can think of that are for sure going to be in the Justice League.
You're saying new characters that form the Justice League,
right?
I'm gonna be real. I'm a hater. No, I want the main Justice League.
No. Yes. Okay. No. So here, hear me out. So hear me out.
I'm thinking what I'm thinking that you're saying is that replacing the OG Justice League members with different members.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, I thought that's what you were saying.
What I'm saying is, do you want? Okay, let me explain it to you like this: the Justice League movie, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman.
No.
Not
him. Oh,
that was the roster for the Snyder Justice League movie.
Okay.
The question I want to ask is, do you want to see those same heroes in James Gunn Justice League, or do you want different characters? See what I mean? So here's what I want. I want Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, because they're the trifecta. And also, I just feel like every iteration of Justice League has Flash, whether it's Barry Allen or Wally West. Those are the 4.
Yeah,
but
those are the main 4.
I would be okay if we didn't have Aquaman or Cyborg. Bro, Green Lantern in that bitch.
Well, yeah, Green Lantern would be cool.
You know what I mean?
But okay. Well, okay. How many? What are we limited to? Like, how many characters can we have in the Justice League? Because in the comics, it's big. Like, everybody's in that bitch.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Because Martian Manhunter is in it. Cyborg.
Cyborg's been in it.
Green Lantern.
Aquaman, Hawk Girl from the animated series.
Yeah, Green Lantern.
Bunch of people have been in it.
Okay, cool. Do we just say our roster, or do we choose a limit?
Should we choose a limit? Well, you know what?
What's a good limit?
Arguably, the best Justice League anything was the animated series. Let's find out how many that roster is. Okay, the roster for the Justice League animated series from 2001 was 7.
Okay, let's work with 7.
Okay, so obviously I feel like the top 3 official.
Top 4, man. I want to include Flash in there.
Okay, so you're with me.
Yeah.
Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash. That's 4. So we got
to. We only picked 3.
No, we only picked 3 people.
Oh fuck.
Here's the thing, bro. Okay. I think we're good. I think we don't need Cyborg. He's Teen Titans, I feel like.
Okay. I can agree with that.
Now, one thing that I would love to see in a Justice League team is Green Lantern, bro. Especially because we haven't had a Green Lantern anything since the Ryan Reynolds one. Now, granted, we're getting the Lantern show, but
okay, I got my 3. I got it.
You already got it? Okay, so for me, I would say it's those 4.
Yeah.
I want to see Green Lantern part of it because I feel like Green Lantern hasn't gotten a lot of love, and he deserves to be in a team-up team.
Okay.
As for the other 2 people for the Justice League, maybe it's nostalgia. Maybe because I grew up on the show, I want to see Martian Manhunter in that.
Okay.
Martian Manhunter would be a really good addition to the Justice League. Mm-hmm. And as for the 7th person, I guess technically, if you want, you could bring Aquaman back and have him be played by a different actor. No hate to Jason Momoa, maybe someone that looks a little more comic book accurate. Yeah. The blonde hair, the fucking, you know what I mean? Not like this rock star fucking long haired, big ass beard looking motherfucker. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Aquaman would be cool. As for other characters that have been in the Justice League, I'm trying to think, bro. Supergirl probably, because she's getting introduced in Women of Tomorrow, so I could see her being introduced. If we are getting Green Lantern, it's going to be Jon Stewart, because the Lantern show is Hal Jordan has already been Green Lantern for a minute. Yeah. He's training Jon Stewart, who's the recruit, like the rookie. So it's one of those things where like the veteran trains the rookie and they're going to be tagging along together. So it's going to be Jon Stewart. I think I'm set on those 6. The 7th person can be anybody as long as they're not trash. Like I better not be like Weasel from the Suicide Squad.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? Fuck no, not Peacemaker.
No,
right?
No, Peacemaker. Fuck no. Fuck no.
Fuck no.
Vigilante, dumbass. Man, he's just
King
there.
Shark.
He's just there, like
No, you're just King Shark.
King Shark.
Yo,
Nah,
like
bro.
Batman's like, yo, King Shark, do something. He's just like, yeah, like he's just being stupid as shit. He's getting.
No.
I think I'm set on 6 people. For the 7th,
Okay.
could be anybody as long as they're like cool.
My 6 is your 6.
Okay.
My 6 is your 6. I agree. You said Lanterns and Martian Manhunter, and then the top 4 that we said.
Yes.
Okay, my 7, Aquaman.
Okay.
I think Aquaman has to be in there.
Okay. I respect that. It.
Honestly, ooh, that's tough, bro. Because I'm like, oh, that's top 5. They have to be in there. But then I think of Martian Manhunter is like he has to be in that bitch too. But no, yeah, at my 7, yeah, I think that's my 7.
I would be okay if they brought back Aquaman.
Yeah,
Like I said, one that maybe is more comic book accurate.
we need. It's just Aquaman. He's one of the main guys, man. Like same thing with Martian Manhunter. He's one of the main guys.
Yeah. I would argue so is Green Lantern.
And Green Lantern. That's what I'm saying. Like they're all they're all main guys, man. I'm gonna be real. I think those 7. That's it.
Yeah.
Is that what it is in the show? Is that who they?
No, so
Or who do they replace?
Aquaman's not in the show.
Wow, really?
It's with Hawk Girl.
Oh, nah.
Hawk Girl's in the show.
I disagree with that. I think it's Aquaman should replace that. I think it's Aquaman.
If anything, bro, because we know Hawk Girl is going to be in Superman. And she looks young. I mean, the actress who plays her, she's in her 20s, but she could pass for a teenager. So she could be Teen Titans.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think
Same goes for Blue Beetle.
that's true. I don't think Hawk Girl is gonna be in the Justice League.
No, I don't think so either. She's too young, bro.
Yeah.
In this universe, at least, I think she'd be more of a Teen Titans situation. And if they want to eventually bring in Blue Beetle, like officially, it would probably be also Teen Titans.
But yeah, I think that's if we're
the
working with
7?
7, then that's solid.
I would agree with that list. Like I said, if they wanted to switch out Aquaman for somebody else, it would have to be someone really good.
Like I'm trying to think, 'cause, I mean, Aquaman's OP too, though.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I'm happy with that.
They're all
That's
OP.
fine. Because we basically just chose the same characters and we took a Cyborg.
Yeah, we just took out Cyborg.
You know what I mean? But I'm okay with that. And
Yeah.
here's the thing. In a perfect world, bro, I want to see all 7 of them get introduced and have them be like the Justice League team up against
Fuck yeah.
in that 6-year end culmination at the very end.
And
Like,
if they ever go into multiverse, I don't know what the
bro,
fuck they're gonna do.
that's a Pandora's box right there,
man.
bro.
I know.
So here's hoping, bro. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do. I just hope that we get a proper Justice League, bro.
Yeah, I do too, man.
But that's pretty much it, bro.
That's everything, Huff?
That is all the news, bro.
That is everything. Damn, man, we're past 3 hours.
Yeah, bro. 3.5.
I mean, hope you guys enjoy it, man.
Yeah,
but
man.
yeah, all
Feels
right.
good to be back.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Well, hang up your capes because that's going to be the end of this episode. We hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, we hope to assemble again very soon. But until then, wait for our signal. Take care, guys.
See ya.